There we go. All right. Yeah, y'all seeing the pre-production thing here. Yeah, I got this new. What's going on, party people? What's going on, party people? All right. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm just trying to get all this other stuff together. All right. Yeah, y'all saw some of the pre-production stuff, me shuffling around and moving things this way, that way, and the other. All right. What's going on, Toya? What's going on, the Toya lady? All right. All right. I'm gonna pin that one up to the top there. Yeah, give y'all a chance to slide on up in here. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, yeah. This one's gonna be interesting. This one is truly gonna be interesting. Um, and everything about these new notaries out here. Um, yeah. I need your cash app so I can send you the thing for the month free that you're getting on the membership and everything. So when you can just hit me up with your cash app and everything so I can take care of that for you and stuff. All right, what we got going on? What we got going on? All right, LB. All right, all right. Welcome. All right, welcome, Chester, Virginia. All right. And there she is, Shantae. That lady's kicking it. She's doing good. All right. All right. The company is Zerby. Zerby.com. Okay. That's the people who got the paper um and everything. So scuba da da. All right. Zerby. Mm. All right. All you got to do is go there. Look up Boise paper. And right here, $55.95 for a carton. Okay. You're not going to get it any better than that right now. Over the last week, I bought 4 cases. So, a matter of fact, I just got 2 of them today. So, I got 2 cases that I ordered from a couple of days ago. They just came. I think mine normally get here in about 3 days and stuff. So, let me hop over here to the comment section. Hey, what's going on, Carlene from Florida? All right. I keep forgetting I can't see it right over here. Um, yeah, so yeah. Even if you gotta go in with somebody, I'm serious. If all you need is 1 case just to get the free shipping, you and another person go in together on it. That's what you, in my opinion, that's something you can do. You and that person can go in on it together, um, and everything. Y'all can go in on the paper together and stuff. The PL stands for pallet. If anybody's looking at this here, talking about $2,000, talking about a whole pallet of paper, and all of that. So some people want to order a pallet. I ain't opposed to it. You cannot put it out in your storage shed or just in your garage, you want to make sure that it's in a place that's temperature controlled so it's not getting moist or no humidity, stuff like that, and everything. So that's where you go to get the paper. Um, Walmart right now, in my opinion, has the cheapest paper. What is it? 11. So this is the one I'm getting. I get here this Pen and Gear 8.5, 32.97. You really can't beat that. That's the one that I get, um, and I haven't had any problem with it. I had that Xerox paper. That stuff was not printing out good. The paper was not good at all for the brother printer. It may be good for other printers, but it was not good for the brother printer with the toner and the brother ink and the drum. It was not good. Since I've been doing this, I haven't had any problems. I haven't had any problems whatsoever and everything. Um, but yeah, I hopped up here, wanted to kick it with y'all for a little bit. Just trying to wait and let some more people hop in here. So hit the like button, hit the share, because I got some stuff I want to talk to y'all about and everything. And while I'm chit chatting with y'all, I'm going to also be printing my docs for tomorrow and everything. All right, yeah. So matter of fact, I got to close out this one order that I forgot to close out. They actually called me. They might have closed it out for me, but I'm gonna go in here and double check and make sure that it's been closed out. Okay, yep, it's been closed out. All right, so that's good. All right, look. Well, first of all, shoot, there was somebody that asked me a question, and I need to answer that question. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because somebody asked a question, and I need to answer her question, and it would just be easier for me to answer it here. Um, Goodness, hold up. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick because I need to answer her question, and I was just like, it would just be easier for me to do it this way. All right, hold on. Let me see it. Let me see if I can find it. All right. Oh man. Ah, here it is. Whew, okay, I'm about to have a fit. All right. Yeah. This is Miss Midwest Floridian. So if you in here, Miss Midwest Floridian, I want to answer your question. What's going on, the Notary Institution? LaShawn, I got some stuff to say tonight. You might have a fit when I tell you this stuff here, but then you might be able to confirm it. I'll be honest with you, you might be able to confirm it. Yeah, I missed your live that you did today. I heard about it after the yeah, he was on IG and everything. Yeah, yeah. All right. First, let me answer this lady's question. It was a good question. So she says, "I'm a new notary because right now we got new notaries and we got newer notaries who are even brand spanking new. And those notaries, some of them, not all of them, some of them are tripping out there, tripping hard and everything. So she says, I'm starting out with general notary work, but I'm a certified NSA. I have a lot of trouble getting signings, but I'm okay with that to allow for learning. My question is, I have a brick and mortar business, a tutoring business that I use in the evenings. Is it possible to use my same office for signings, or is it mandatory to go to the client? TIA, thanks in advance. I appreciate your content. Now, that is an excellent question. Excellent question. And I was getting ready to type it, and then I started thinking of something. I said, wait a minute, I'm gonna have to really just verbally say it. Verbally say this here. So what you're asking is nothing wrong with that. The thing is, a couple of things you got to take into account. One, you got to find out whether or not the signing company or whoever's contracting you, as the NNA will call it, the contracting company, the company that's contracting you, that's paying you, do they want you to do that? Will they allow you? Will they go for that? You saying, well, I'm not going to go to them, they coming to me. Because remember, they're marketing it as the notary will come to you. Then you also got to ask the signers. The signers got to be okay with coming to you, because they're like, well, it's in the convenience of our home. And now you want us to get out of the convenience of our home. The other thing you got to take into account, if the contracting company and the signers are like, yeah, we have no problem, we do it wherever. Now you're missing out on the mileage, because you get mileage when you travel. You get that 56 cents a mile deduction. If you sit at a stationary location, okay, why did that just jerk like that? If you sit at a stationary location, you can't claim mileage because you're there at that location. And you can't say, I'm speculating now, but you talk to an accountant. I don't think you can say, well, my house is over here at 123 Sycamore, but I'm gonna be doing signings all day at 456 Main Street, and that's 20 miles away. And then you put that as, like you're not traveling for every single signing. So maybe for the first signing, yeah, you can get that. And then there's a round trip for that. So I went and did that signing, but then I stayed there and did 6 signings that day. You can't claim that same 40 miles round trip for all of them, because you didn't do 40 miles round trip. So as long as you're okay with missing out on the mileage, then you're good. But you still got to get permission from them. That is the big thing. He says, I'm happy to say that I made my initial investment back with only 9 signings. Way to go, Jasmine. Way to go. Way to go. That's what I'm talking about. So that's the answer to that question that she asked. Whew. All right. All right. We got like 40 people up in here now. Oh, hold on. I got to be printing my documents at the same time too. I'm sorry, y'all, because I do not want to be up in. Well, I'll probably still be up past midnight. But yeah. So pull this up. And what is that lady last name? Here it is. All right. So, only 77 pages for my first signing tomorrow. All right, all right, all right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. 77 pages. 77. And it's only one signer. Bet. All right, cool. So I'll go ahead on and print that. Print that out. Yeah. So take that off. Okay, yep. Set it for that. Make that fit. All right. And we are good to go. Boom. So, like I said, I got 3 printers, and I'm about to have a 4th one. So, this printer, I don't want it to be all loud in the microphone. And y'all still might hear my print over there in the kitchen popping on. So, yeah, consider. Okay, there she is, Midwest. Yeah, consideration. The mile. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So that mileage. Look, I'm driving I'm driving probably 2,000 miles a month, and then at 56 cents a mile. Hold on. Sorry about that. The number one mistake that you can make when printing is you forget to flip that little thing up to catch the legal size paper. Because if you don't, it just slides right over the top and everything. And I forgot to flip it up. So it's good to go now. Yeah. So I'm driving like 2,000 miles a month. Like today, I went over to the Eastern Shore. That was easily 100 miles round trip. So, you get that 56 cents a mile. I'm just saying, that's what I was looking at. But I would say, of course, with your general notary work, or if you have a customer that's busy, got stuff going on at the house, yeah, if you got a brick and mortar place that you can have somebody, there's nothing wrong with that. Put that in your profile. Amenities such as that, put it in your profile so that the signing companies will know, and that's a selling point that you have for them. All right. And just making sure I got all my stuff. Going to that printer over there. All right. So yeah. Yeah. But you work it the best way you can. The bottom line is, as long as you making the money you want to make, you can forego the mileage if you want to. But then you also can count the mileage for when you go to the FedEx. So if you do a signing, you go to the FedEx, you come back and do another signing, and then you go to the FedEx. All of that is mileage, unless you want to wait to the end of the day and take all 17 closings you did that day to FedEx at one time, or you can just go back and forth. You see what I'm saying? So that's mileage that you can get if you're not going to be driving. You're like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go right over to the FedEx, 5 miles there, 5 miles back. You see what I'm saying? So you count that mileage also and everything. All right, all right. So what I wanted to chit chat with y'all about is the new notaries that are coming into this business. Um, I know a lot of y'all are at the point now where you feel confident, you feel that you know something, and you want to help people out. And LaShawn can tell you from her experience, and as well as me, that you can't help everybody. Some people don't really want to be helped the right way. They just want to make you give them answers and not learn. So when I first started off, I would notaries would call me, hey, I need some help, this, that, and the other. Now I'm being told that, well, I would also say I'm not even getting phone calls anymore. So the notaries, I guess people finally realize that, okay, you can't just call Griffin. He's going to just give you an answer or just hook you up with whatever. It's in the videos. If what I say in the videos is what I would tell you, talk to you about. So what's going down now is these same notaries it's just a circuit. They're just going around to whoever will pick up a phone, answer an email, respond to a text, DM or whatever. And they're asking people the same question, help me, help me, help me. Well, now this is what people are doing. And for you newer notaries and new notaries and pandemic notaries and post pandemic notaries, don't do this, what I'm getting ready to say. And those of you who are people who want to help notaries, do not accept this thing. Don't allow people to do this towards you. Okay. When they say this statement, you say no. The new notaries are now asking a person who has experience or they believe they got experience in the business to help them go over the loan docs with them. But what they're asking them to do, and this may have been going on all along. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, honestly. I don't doubt it, but it hasn't happened to me that I don't recall. They're actually asking the person, telling the person, well, look, I need you to help me go over the loan. I need to go over the loan documents with you. So I'm going to email you the documents that was sent to me. Do not do that. Do not do that. Hey, what's going on, TXB for you? Do not do that. People are sitting up here talking about, I'm going to email you the documents that was sent to me so you can have them and go over to them with me. Do not do that. If you're trying to help people out, do not allow them to email you documents. Okay? Don't do that. Don't have them email you documents. Don't and you as a new notary, do not suggest or even think that you should be doing that. Okay? This is somebody's personal information. Now, it don't I don't know why you would think, and then I asked the young lady, and the young lady called me and talked to me about this. And we had a great conversation. And I asked her, I said, well, let me ask you this. How many times have, out of all the people that called you talking about they need your help, how many of them actually asked for help concerning the notarial acknowledgement or how to notarize? She said zero. Every time somebody called and want me to help them and want to go over the documents, it's, I need you to show me what to say about each and every document in the loan pack. So what that tells me is this: either, well, I think both things going on. The person isn't, well, several things. One, they're not comprehending the scripts that they have. Okay, whether they got them from the NNA or from somebody who took them from the NNA and reselling them, or somebody who wrote their own scripts and are selling them. So they're not comprehending the scripts and understanding how to, correlate what the script is saying to the document that they have. They're also running into the script that I have is different from the documents that I have, because now this is a different company, and the person who I got these scripts from, they wrote them toward this document or these different types of document, and the company that I'm doing business with, they do their documents way different, and it doesn't match with the script. Then you have people like, oh, I can't afford to buy these scripts, so now I just need somebody to help me. It's a little bit of all of that. Yes, I do recommend adding signings into Snapdocs. A lot of people keep going around saying don't do that. But if you don't do that, Snapdocs has these algorithms, and if they do not see that you're doing work, they will not pick you. They will not have anything to do with you. A couple of months back, I did a video showing the stuff that I've put in the Snapdocs. I got over 1,400. I got 1,466 orders that I have put into Snapdocs. So I basically have put everything into Snapdocs. I put my RON closings in there, everything, anything that's a closing, I'm putting in. I'm not doing my general notary work. I don't put that in there, but anything dealing with a mortgage, my RON stuff, all of that, um, I'm putting in there. I put all of that in there. So I'm looking at, yeah, I got 1,466 orders that I've put in there from day one. From day one, so that's what I do. I put them in there. And people tell me they do get more signings. They will at least get more notifications. Okay. They do get more notifications from that. I'm just checking. So tomorrow's the 24th. Okay, so I got to change the time on this. Yeah, for some reason the time is acting somehow. I don't is my stuff Pacific time? No. All right, so um yeah, I think something's going on with Snapdots because it's showing me different times for my orders, or at least this one order that I put in there. I might have to delete it and put it in there again. But yeah, so here's what's going on. They are asking people to let me send you the documents so you can go over them with me so you can tell me everything I need to say about the documents. And they think that's being a notary. That is not being a notary. That's why I titled this, these new notaries are struggling to understand this business. They don't understand what being a notary is all about. And that is a big, big problem. It says, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to post y'all questions up there and everything, and all of that. So my bad. But yeah, so they're doing that, and so that tells me you don't understand the whole point of being a notary and what you're supposed to do, because you're only focused on what doing, the document explaining. That's what you're focused on. That's what you care about. That is correct. And it says, so far I put 9 signed Snapdocs and got all from signing order. I've even displayed the type of signings I've done. That's what I used to do. Once I hit almost about 500 signings, I stopped doing it. But I put in there, I did loan closings, this, and I would actually say how many of the different types that I would do. That's what I did and everything. Well, you got to also look at, as I keep saying, your profile. What are you saying in your profile? What does your profile say? Does your profile say that you understand how to do loan closings? That's the key thing. You got to, it's your profile. What are you saying in the profile that's making them understand that, there we go. I knew something was wrong. The thing was too big. Um, that's one of the things that I keep sharing with everybody. You got to say what's in your profile. I started with Notary Stars. Yeah, Notary Stars consider themselves a not a notary certification place, but continuing education. And I like that because when you look at the word certification, certification means something that is ongoing. Most of these companies, what you're getting is a certificate of completion. Okay. Certificate of completion is different. Okay. All you're doing is saying, I completed this course, but you're not getting recertified over and over and over again in them, because these training course, a lot of them aren't industry standard. They might be preferred by this company or that company, but they're not completely industry standard. Okay, because to be industry standard, you have to meet a certain minimum criteria that to where you're putting out disclaimers to everybody concerning their situation. In other words, you're addressing all the various different situations. The NNA, what they put together, works across the board for everybody. Okay. To my knowledge, it works across the board for everybody. You do that training, it works across the board for everybody. So, new notaries are doing that. And that is wild that they're sitting here saying, I'm going to send you the documents and we'll go over them. And you tell me what I need to say when I'm at the loan closing. Hey, what's going on, Mr. D? Now, you got some other issues out here. Well, she also told me that some of the new notaries have been calling her like at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and that ain't good. Eating my white chocolate macadamia nut cookie. I forgot to get my eggnog. I was in the checkout line, and it dawned on me, and I was like, I don't feel like walking back there. So, but I got my nabs and everything. Need some good nabs here. So, and I know it's probably not proper to eat, but I'm hungry. This is my little snack. So, other things to be careful of. Mm. Some signing companies, when you're asking them to be preferred, you probably need to check with them to find out, do they have do they have requirements that you need to meet. Some signing companies will require you to be fully mobile. So they're telling you, hey, we're going to make you preferred, and you're trying to be preferred with them, and they're like, okay, we'll make you preferred, but you got to be fully mobile. That's a concern now, because now you already got to jump through the hoops. You're trying to deal with the fact that you don't have 200 signings, and now you got to sit there. Hey, what's going on, Busy Bee Notary? And now you got to sit there and you're dealing with the fact that you don't have 200 signings, so you can't get orders that way. Your profile might not be strong enough to communicating, so you're dealing with that. So you get your profile straight, and then you're working toward getting some at least 100 signings under your belt. And then you turn around and they say, okay, well, we would make you preferred, but you're not. You don't have, like, some companies will. Someone will say, well, if you don't have a dual trade, we're not making you preferred. If you don't have a particular type of scanner, we're not making you preferred. If you're not fully mobile and can scan back with within 30 to 45 minutes after the closing, we're not making you preferred. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, I'm like, all of this is now coming out, and I'm like, I called Amrock and they admitted they have closed. As for Florida, they also gave me right. Yeah, they're locking down on who they're picking now. I mean, the companies are like, okay, we full, we got who we need, and we're not taking any more chances. So what's going on, Erica? I ain't even gonna mess with you tonight. I ain't gonna mess with you. I mean, it may help people to get more notification signings. Right. Yeah, the zip codes, letting them know you traveled. I mean, look, I tell in my profile it says I go and well, today I went up to 100 miles or close to it. You let them know that there's no limitations. Letting them know that there's no limitations doesn't mean that you're going to have to do that. If you sit there and say, yeah, willing to travel 500 miles, okay, cool. It doesn't mean that there's going to be a company that's going to be sitting here, okay, well, we got 15 signings for you this month. All of them going to be 500 miles a pop. Nah, but you trying to you got to communicate that you are flexible, that you have the ability to accommodate them. And if you can't show them that you can accommodate them, then they may not want to really have anything to do with you. So I mean, the company today, I've done several for them. I mean, I've done a lot for them. And now I'm going out to Franklin, and now they know, hey, okay, well, if we need Griff to go to the Eastern Shore, we got to drop some coins on him. And he went out and did it. Plus I had a company today call me up from California. Well, a couple of days ago, had me do a signing for them. I did the signing. They already told me that everything was great. I've already dropped the docs off. Boom. You see what I'm saying? So you got to show them that you can do great work, and when you do great work, that's where it's at. So what's going on? She the Boss Mobile by Giselle. So finally made it live. So you got notaries that are hounding people to, I'm gonna give you the documents and you tell me everything I need to know. That's a big no-no. Don't accept the docs. Okay. Um, and I know a lot of people are against the Google Voice number, but that's where the Google Voice number comes in. You give them the Google Voice number rather than your regular number. However, people can search you on signingagent.com and find your number. They can search you in notary databases and find your direct number. So, and all of that. But so you have that issue. Okay, you got on the bank, sir. Cool, cool. So and then you got the requirements. So now you're going to have to ask the signing company, what requirements do you have for me to be your preferred? Do you have requirements that I need to be aware of before you make me preferred? It's either yes or no. It's either yes or no. And wow, that's a huge one there. I mean, they literally asking you that you saying you got to have a certain printer, you got to have a certain this, a certain that before they make you preferred, and that's not good. So these new notaries, I don't know what can be done to fix this, and I've been really, really trying. says, can I offer signing services? Can you offer yourself as a Ron to signing services? I mean, on signing order, and I think Snapdocs they have where you can let them know that you do Ron. You put it in your profile. You can tell anybody whatever you want in your profile, that you do dot dot dot, and they should hit you up and everything. Well, see, a lot of people see the question is, why do you feel some kind of way for doing that? Okay, what's the negative feeling? Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel this some kind of way? And that some kind of way mean I feel negative. I feel a negativeness about doing that. What is the negativeness in doing that? Where else are you going to go in life at this point in time where you do something where you travel an hour and 15 minutes and make $70? And I know that's more than the 2 hour, it's like over 2.5 hours round trip. But still, where's the negativeness of it if the goal is to make money? Now, if the goal is for you to try to make money and only travel 15 minutes, and if that, you see what I'm saying? If that's what your ultimate goal is, then okay, then yes, you can feel some kind of way. CX Choice, yep, they have a Ron division. I know she's on TXB. She's been doing it with them. My man, IT guy, everything's going well, buddy. Everything's going well. So the question is, why do you feel some kind of way about? And I meant to put this up there in case anybody had a question, want to hop on, because y'all know I be missing stuff in the chat. There's a link if you want to hop on and ask questions, which I would like y'all to. I prefer that. Keeps me from missing stuff over here. My man Grill, so glad I found your channel. Thank you. I agree that knowing how to notarize is the most important thing. I've been trying to pin down signings. I've done one refi so far. Got it. I guess we're gonna have to talk about some whatchamacallit. What is that? Profile. I mean, because really that's where it's at. People share with me all the time. Well, yeah, there's been a couple of neighborhoods I've gone into. Ain't gonna lie. There's been some neighborhoods I've gone into. They looking at me like, you got some money in that bag? I'm looking at them like, you got some money in your bag. So, man, this thing is good. All right, Hampton Roads. All right, Hampton Roads. So, if anybody want to hop on, got questions, um, as far as a scanner for general notary work, that's up to you. You probably clicked on the wrong one. There it is. I get to that one. It could come in handy. Let's just say if you wind up doing Ron and somebody hands you a doc, you may need to scan it for that to do Ron, so you can have it digitally up there. But you just have to decide that. I mean, I would at least at minimum have the Adobe Scan app on my phone, and then you can scan documents that way. But again, you're doing a service. Like case in point. Got my stuff over there. Y'all know I have the. Let me go grab it. It'd be best for me to grab it. All right. So everybody know I did a thing. Somebody was talking about they didn't like it, but that's fine. Still trips me out. So I got the DS 940. Hopefully y'all can. Oh goodness, I hate that. So too much white. DS 940. Matter of fact, I don't know if I did that. I'll just pull it up over here. Um, Pull it up over here on Amazon. Um, where is it? All right, let me pull this up. So, and in the description is a link to my Amazon store because I don't have time to sit there and do individual um, links. And all right, so, and I'll put the link in the description. So where I'm sorry, y'all. There we go. All right, that's to my Amazon store. So here's the deal. Let me too many clicking things. So in here, got this here scanner, the 940, um, the 940 DW. For general notary work, at minimum, maybe you want to have a small scanner like this. You can scan to your phone. You can scan to an SD card, um, and that may help you out in case somebody has something that needs to be scanned real quick, like and emailed or sent. You can do that as a convenience. You want to charge more for that? That's fine. That's up to you. But it's a way that you can get more business, and just show that you can just show that, hey, I have the ability to accommodate you. As I said, I had somebody the other day, client of mine, they asked me to do, they had me do some notarizations. They had 6 pages that needed to be sent back to the attorney, and I used this and did that. You know, so I used that scanner real quick, scanned them, boom, I was done, and that was for general notary work. So I'm not opposed to it. I don't think, I mean, you may not need to get the big scanner that I have, but something like this, will work just fine and stuff. So that is correct. All business takes time. Um, but all right. Again, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. Let my lady in. TXB for you. All right. So I'm going to notaryresume.com. Feel free to, I think you can unmute and all that good stuff. Okay, there we go. What's going on, lady?
Hey, Griff. Hey, everybody in the chat. So, I texted you earlier about my double signing
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow. The address is in California, the property.
Right.
She moved here from California. She's in Nevada. Is that okay for me to? I don't know what the docs look like yet, but what is your take on California property, us notarizing? Because I don't know if they're going to record it in, not in Nevada, but in California. And I know they have different rules and laws than us. So this will be my first. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
You should be able to use your state's notarial acknowledgement, unless the
Mm-hmm.
California one meets the requirements and everything. I know some people, what they've been doing is contacting the NNA as a backup, just to make sure that for California, for their notarial acknowledgement is pretty long. that by using your state acknowledgement, it's not going to interfere with it being recorded in California. And in my opinion, it shouldn't. And I've done California use Virginia. No one has come back and told me that there's been a problem. No one has told me that has been a problem at all. So, so you shouldn't have a problem with that, doing it that way. Everything else should be the same.
The
If it's,
normal, right,
is it,
refi.
yeah, so
One's
this is
a
just a refi.
one's a refi,
Hmm.
and then one is her investment property. So I hadn't did an investment property before.
Okay.
So this will be interesting, but I'm ready to go. When I get the documents tomorrow and I have a question on the notarial wording,
Hmm.
I'll contact the NNA and see what they say. I just don't have anything. I don't have anything yet. So, I was just curious if I could just use our Nevada notarial, acknowledgement or jurat and still be able to record it in California. So I can ask them that.
And yeah, you should be able to, unless there's something that we don't, you don't know for as California, for that property, but you shouldn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
And everything. So, yeah, you shouldn't have a problem with it. Now, one of the things that I've talked about before, and if anybody who's in here is that I click on, I'm not picking on you. Okay, do not think that I'm picking on you and everything, but I'm trying to show. So let's just take my son. This is my son here. Okay, so here's what I got for him, and this needs to be updated. So I'm letting him, so I'm allowing having him use the fact that he knows me, that he's my son, that I'm working with my father, Stephen C. Griffin Notary Services. So if I'm doing a good job, that should resonate with people. Oh, okay, he's such and such son. So okay, got it. I have completed 11 signings, closings. Completed 11 refinance closings and 2 loan apps. I'm available for last minute signings. That is key to let people know that you are available for last minute signings. Then I put in here that I understand not to double side print or email the customer copy. I fully understand the role of the non-borrowing spouse. I notarize documents in the presence of the signers. I do not offer legal advice and adhere to the Virginia notary laws. I do not upcharge for scanbacks or hold documents for additional pay. I look forward to working on to closing your loans, refi, purchase, sale, reverse mortgage, etc. I also do loan applications, just reiterating that. Now, my question to you, if you were a signing company, what is missing out of that in order to convince you to give that person a try? That's the question you have to ask yourself. That's what you're asking yourself. What is missing? What else do I need to know that is missing out of there in order for me to give them a shot? So you take that and you look at your profile, you look and say, okay, well, my profile says this. What's missing out of my profile to say for a signing company to say, I'm gonna give you a shot. I'm gonna go ahead on because yeah, I'm convinced. You see what I'm saying? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. So you're saying, so if you're not getting selected, then the question is, why aren't you? And I would say it probably starts with the profile. Also, the pictures, okay? The pictures, they want a good headshot um, of you, preferably a professional headshot. Now, can you be out here doing work with just any old kind of picture? Yes, you can. Okay, you can. But there are some companies, they take that you got to have a good headshot very, very serious, and they don't want like with this here stuff in the background, mirrors, trees. I'm in my car. I'm outside at the park. I'm up against a brick wall. They don't want that. Okay, you have to give the people what they want. Okay, You gotta, yeah. California has a disclaimer on their knowledge of jurors that use for their notarial acts. So I'm not saying that you can have whatever picture you want up there, but what I'm saying is they want a professional picture. So when you're looking at, and I'm not even gonna pick anybody's profile because I don't want people to think that I'm picking on them or anything of that nature. Y'all can go in here and do a search for notaries in your area and actually, see what they charge. People always ask me, what do people charge? You go in there, you click on view profile, and okay, there it is. And then down here at the bottom, it has all of these fees. You can sit there and say, okay, well, they charge this, and you look at 15, 20 different fees in there, and then you decide, okay, well, this is the low, this is the high, this is where I want to put my fees at. You figure that out on your own. Um, One of the other things with signing order that you can do is sign up and get their expanded list, or get you that expansion to where you get to add your zip code or add various different zip codes and things of that nature. So okay, well, if there's an app, Miss Erica, can you tell us what the app is? I mean, I guess we have to go search for the app and everything, and then connect with you to find out if it's the right app. Okay, or you just gonna keep that to yourself. I'm messing with you, girl. So that's what's going on. Oh my goodness, I want to ask y'all something, and I know it might sound like I'm all over the place, but I wanted to ask y'all something. All right, I wanted to ask y'all something here. If you have the ability, if you've taken the training and you have the knowledge on how to do something, are you willing to execute because it needs to be executed? Because right now there are a lot of people who have the ability to execute, but they're not executing. And I did a video a couple of days ago, and I put the link, and it's also on the community tab where Eric Thomas was talking about the fact that you don't get fired for execution. When you execute and do what you're supposed to do, you don't get fired. You, if you're getting fired, then that means the company's probably going into a completely different direction. But you don't get fired for execution. You get fired for trying hard. Well, I was trying to do, and I was trying, but you never really executed. Coaches get fired. Well, we're trying hard. The alumni said, we don't want try hard. We want wins. That's why Nick Saban is Nick Saban. Okay. Which I got to have a talk with him about having his name almost like my name. I don't like that. So, are you willing to execute if you see that it needs to be executed, or you only execute because you're getting paid? You're only executing because you're getting paid. If you're only executing because you're getting paid, meaning I'm only doing it because of this dollar amount, I'm 5 minutes, and there's people who are 5 minutes from a signing, and they're offering $50, and they won't do the signing because, well, it ain't 200. But you have the ability to execute and get this thing done. That's why I say new notaries don't understand this business. This business starts off about being about execution. That's what you are told to do. That's what we're asked to do. That is what we are trained to do, is to execute documents. But you're sitting back on your butt and you're not executing anything. And then you're wondering why nobody will give you a chance. Your profile doesn't even communicate that you are willing to execute. It doesn't. Your profile says nothing about you being willing to execute anything. What does your profile say about you being willing to execute? Nothing. So case in point. All right. So here's my profile. And y'all can go on Notary Resumes, put in 23464, and you can find my profile. And down here, I talk about what I'm willing to do. I serve the entire Hampton Roads area. Areas outside of Hampton Roads, I can do within 48 hours notice. I'm letting them know. Okay. I'm telling them who I am and what I'm willing to do and what I can do. Okay. I'm a notary committed to attention to details. All documents shipped out on time. Borrowers will receive a copy that is not double side printed or emailed. The best part about working with me is that I'm fully open to performing signings outside of traditional working hours and on weekends. Additionally, I have no issues meeting with customers at a location that's comfortable for them: home, library, church. I adhere to the National Notary Association standard of conduct. I never force signers to sign documents or give legal advice. We only notarize if we witness the signer signing documents. We have no issues working with seniors or individuals with disability. Now you tell me, why wouldn't you want to pick me? Why wouldn't you want to pick somebody who is communicating to you that they are willing to go to this extreme, to this length, to make sure that your signing gets done? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And if you're not willing to execute this profile says he'll execute. He will get it done. He will execute. Give me the papers and I get it done. And then I go out there and I do it. Hey, turn it in. You see what I'm saying? So if you have the ability to execute, are you willing to execute? I don't even know. I had put in on there was an order that came out for, okay. Um it is Erica. She told me I could use her profile. And see, I'm a little iffy on some of these pictures. Y'all can see them. I'm a little iffy on some of these pictures. Y'all ain't gonna, you know, it text. Shoot. Oh, you know what? I'm in Virginia Beach, Eric. I don't even know what your zip code is. Yeah, you get a chance, hit me up with your zip code so I can pull yours up. But yeah, you have to be willing to execute. If you go on my YouTube channel and you look at my playlist, I have a playlist in there called Make Your Move. In that playlist, oh my goodness, I got tons of videos in there. And when you listen to these videos, um, they're basically saying work, execute, do what you need to do. Go out there and make it happen. Stop being lazy. Stop making excuses to not work, to not execute. And if you do that, I mean, all of these here videos will help you understand these last two: self motivation, this one, and then this one from Simon. I'm telling y'all, if you're willing to work, it will happen for you. It will happen for you. I'm just being honest with you. It will happen for you. So I mean, I wish, gosh, anybody got any questions? Hold on. Because y'all know I be running my mouth and I be all over the place. And feel free to hop on because I know somebody, because y'all be calling me. So I know somebody got questions. Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, what would you suggest for a new notary has no signage? Just to let them know that I can. Well, on notary resume and signing agent, you still need to say the same thing. My profile should be, I think I got it copied on all of them. Signature closers, that's a little tight. I just thought about something that I also need to talk to y'all about. with regard to signature closes to help people understand some stuff. Um, what script you need? What script? So let me hop on signature closes while it's on my mind. A lot of people, and this is just with signing companies in general, you need to understand that the signing company is just there as a conduit between you and the signing company. I mean, and the lender or title company. Most signing companies, like somebody talking about, they was printing, they gave them 300 pages, and they asked for some more money. Nothing wrong with that. But you have to realize that the signing company is not sitting there looking at the documents. The signing company, not. I mean, if you're a signing company, all you're trying to do is okay. All you're trying to do is all the signing company is trying to do is get the orders done. It's up to the title company and all of them to work that out. Now with signature closers, anybody who's done work with signature closers and had a problem doing a signing will notice that when you contact the signature closers, what happened? They said, "Oh, we're going to reach out to title." They reach out to title and CCU. They don't answer your questions concerning the loan docs. Why? Because from my understanding, what they shared with me a while back, and unless it's changed, signature closers is the platform that title companies use to get notaries. So they allow the title companies to manage their own work and their own orders. So the title company is doing it all. There are signing companies out there that would do it for this title company and the lender and all of that. But signature closer says, hey, you title company, green can title company, you can go out there and do it yourself. Our platform is this cool, this, that, and the other. And then they get in there and they manage everything themselves. So if there's a problem, you got to hit up the person that's in the confirmation sheet that you receive, not signature closers, because signature closers is just there to provide some basic technical support, and that's it. But they're not going to be there to answer your questions concerning that loan closing. Once you get an understanding of that and accept that that's the way it is, things will be a lot smoother for you. And there's no need for you to call signature. The first person you need to call is the person that's on that contact sheet, which means you need to stop deleting your emails when you get your confirmation. Hold on to them until the order is done, and even until you get paid. Stick them in a folder somewhere out of your inbox. But that's one of the things, so um, hold on. Oh, I don't know what the 10 questions are. If you know what the 10 questions are, hop on and share them. I don't know what the 10 questions are. I really, really don't. I don't know what the 10 questions are that they could ask. I know Vanessa Terry said that she started asking questions. They started quizzing people. And this is probably how they're filtering out and figuring out that you don't have 50, 60, 80 signings under your belt because you don't know certain things. Heck, they ask me certain questions. I might not know them. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, so signature closers, all of them, a lot of them, you just got to realize that the signing company may not know everything. They don't look at the documents, so they get a set of documents, they upload them, or the documents are uploaded, they get the notification, send it out to you, and that's really, it's like, okay, this is what it is, because the signing company can't control how many pages they put into a document. Like I said, the first one I got for tomorrow is 77 pages. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll work with that, and then I got another one tomorrow. Let me let Miss Miranda in. There you go, lady. What's going on?
Hey, Mr. Griff. I was taken back when I was contacting some signing services, and some was contacting me. And you know how you go and make sure that your credentials are still up to date with um, some that you signed up with.
Hmm.
Well, on the spot, they started asking me, uh, by the way, what would you do? Um, like I wasn't even looking at a calendar. They would say, they asked me, okay, the notice right to counsel. If the notice the right to counsel was today and you did a closing, what should the notice the right to counsel date be? So right on the spot, they wanted that answer. They said if the document had the incorrect name, how would you handle that? And obviously you would contact title and the signing service.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's like they're doing these vetting questions even before they're allowing people to sign up with them now. And I think that's something that new notaries might be, well, they do need to be aware of,
Hmm.
because it kind of caught me off guard as well.
Right. Yeah. And see, the simple answer, okay, like on my phone, I have a copy of the right to cancel on my phone. So if anything pops up, all I'm going to do is, my answer would be, I'm going to refer to the right to cancel calendar that I have from the NNA. That's the answer. Why do I need to? Why do I need to know this off the top of my head? That's the question. When you have calendars out there, you got this device that you can Google 2021 mortgage rescission calendar, 2021 rescission calendar. Bam, it'll take you to the NNA. You pull it up, and that's how you figure it out. You should not have to be trying to figure this stuff out on your own at all. That's what you need to do. You just need to go to the calendar and pull it up, and it's like bam, bam, bam. Okay, gotcha. And then you're done. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's it. That's all. Right. That's an order. Now this here 11:26 at night, and an order just came in. Ooh, but still, too. This is to go over to an area called Machipongo, Virginia, and that's a drive. That is a drive. That is a huge drive to go over there. That's beyond where I went at today. And stuff. So, matter of fact, so and then for the other question that you had about the name being wrong, that's not. Maybe I'm missing it, but I don't think that's the notary's call to, like, okay, well, this is how we're going to handle it. No, you got to talk to the title, because the title people are the ones who put the document on there, the name on there wrong in the first place.
Right. I guess they're getting around to that notaries are doing whatever that they want to do. And it's like, what about if the order says that they're scan backs? What would you do? And I was like, scan it back.
Yeah.
And they was like, what about if it says that um, would you, if the order says give the client a copy of the documents, would you give the client it's like what you've been saying to to everybody, that they really narrowing down, like not even letting you sign up if you don't know or you're not agreeing to do scan backs, or if you're not knowing what the basic things to do. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah. And I think, if not pat myself on the back, but I think if people would just take the time out, go to the Notary Basic playlist that I have, and if you go to that Notary Basic playlist, the first 4 videos will help prepare you for the majority of that. People listen to my videos, I keep saying, just scan back, just scan the daggone documents back. But a lot of people, the reason why they won't scan back, or they can't scan back, and they avoiding scanning back, is because they do not have the equipment. A lot of people do not have the equipment. If you have the equipment, what's the big deal? Now the other side would be they have the equipment, but they're double, triple booking themselves. They're booking themselves so tight because some of these companies I know with Amrock and ServiceLink, you know, they sitting up there and they just throwing you orders left and right. Amrock, I think they does, or ServiceLink does this thing where you give them access to your calendar and then they add orders on your calendar if they see a blank, you know, a vacancy and stuff. So you getting all these orders, and yeah, Amrock is, you know, quick 15, 20 minutes, but then you get another company from signing the order or signature or whatever, or Snapdocs that says, hey, we need to do scan backs. And you're sitting here like, okay, well, I got to do these 3 signings back to back to back over here. And now you want me to do a scan back? And now I got to drive all the way home. And this is why people are saying, well, do you have a mobile setup? And they're trying to make that mandatory, saying, well, we'll use you if you have a mobile setup. Okay, well, the problem is you need a separate printer for that. You need another printer for that and everything in order to make this work. And some people are not technical. Also, now that we bring that up about the mobile setup, do not try to print wirelessly through your phone and especially through the vehicle's internet. Some of those internet connections wirelessly do not work. Use the cable, you know, just like I have for use the cable that comes with the printer and print that way. Print from your computer to the printer with a cable. Stop trying to print wirelessly from your phone, all of that. Stop doing that in the car. Just print from with a wire and you'll be much better off that way and everything. But this is the stuff that I talked about early in the year and was telling notaries if we don't get our act together, they're going to come up and find a way to start filtering people out. And that's basically what they're doing. And
Absolutely.
notaries and notaries are so caught up in document presentation. And again, just to confirm what I've been saying all along, none of what you just asked had anything to do with presenting the documents, has it?
No.
It wasn't about, well, how would you, Miss Miranda, how would you present the document? What would you say about the borrower's consent to use the tax return form? They're not asking because there's nothing for you to say about it. These are grown folk you're sitting in front of, and they can figure it out and they can read it. And if they have any questions about that, you ask them. The question is, do you know how to properly execute the documents? Meaning, pay attention to the signatures, pay attention to the dates, pay attention to the initials. Do you know how to do the things that you're supposed to be trained to do? And most notaries at this point in time do not. They've been trained in stuff. But what the heck were you trained in? Because you obviously is having a hard time doing stuff. So I just wanted to show y'all real quick where they're trying to send people for this order for tomorrow. So way down here, let me zoom in. So way down here is my neighborhood. Down here is my neighborhood. And then we got to go across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel all the way over here to Machipongo. Now, I just went over there. Now, where I went today was right here, Cape Charles. I was just down over there. That was $1.75 to go here. They want you to go way up in here. And actually, you'll end up going here and over this way, up in this part. And they only want to pay $100. And it's a $20 toll. So it's like, and they started off with 50 and now they're at 100. They got to, in this case, they got to come up with more dollars. But see, here's the problem. If these companies are a low cost company, this is where they're like, well, look, this is the much, basically they would literally have to go, they would have to not make a profit in order to get somebody to go over there and do this here. And it's not that many pages because the electronic portion has already been done, and then they say it must print and sign all documents uploaded. So it's probably not that many pages. So from a page perspective, what they're asking for is a good price. But from a practicality, to go all the way over there, by 12 o'clock tomorrow, that's where a problem comes in. That's where the issue comes in, for that, and everything. So let me see, man, I'm missing all these questions. Y'all gonna get me. Y'all gonna get me. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. So Erica's seeing it, I'm seeing it. Um Yeah, and see the paper part, like I did a video on the paper. The paper printing cost isn't that much per se in the long run. To do that order, you end up missing out on other orders, because let's say you get over there and the internet's bad, and in Cape Charles the internet was real bad. So you get over there, you really got to be accurate. So as a new notary, this ain't about you explaining documents. This is strictly about you being able to make sure you notarize those documents correctly, so you don't have to go and do a return trip on your own. And I know somebody that had to do that, and they was not happy. It wasn't you, Erica. I know that. They had to go over there. They went over there and made a mistake and forgot to get something signed, and had to go back at their own expense. So that's $40 in tolls you're talking about there. You don't want to do that. That's why it's important to do what? Know how to notarize your documents and do that. That's the key, So I'm trying to think, it was something else that I wanted to talk to y'all about. So I shared with y'all, notaries are going around demanding that, and they literally are demanding and calling people in the middle of the night saying, go over documents with me. I'm going to email you a copy of the documents that they sent me. Don't accept the documents. They come in, delete them, and tell the notaries, hey, look, nope, nope, nope. If you're trying to help people out, you need to find out from them, do you even know how to notarize? If they're like, well, no, I ain't worried about that, then you just hang up the phone. I'm serious, just hang up. Don't even talk to them, because it's just gonna frustrate you. So you don't know how to notarize, but you worrying about me sitting here going over a whole loan packet with you just so you can know what to say. Just leave it alone. Don't even worry about it. Just, they'll be all right. They'll figure it out. Well, that'll probably be the last sign, or they'll just give up. They'll just say, you know what, I ain't gonna do it. Then talked about the fact that people are changing the requirements that you need to have in order for you to be preferred with them. So maybe, oh man, maybe, and this is just popping in my head, maybe because if you're not, and they might not be looking, depending on how they look at your profile, maybe because we're not saying that we have these abilities to do mobile printing and all of that, maybe that's why they're not picking people. Because as one person told me, at a signing company, they've been directed to only pick people who got at least 200 signings. So if they ain't got 200 signings, and then another person was telling me that they didn't tell me how many, but they just said they have to pick based off of signing. So if you don't have a certain number of signings and you're not communicating that in your profile, you see what I'm saying? So this is why it's important to do that. So you got to say, you got to deal with these changing requirements and everything. What else? You got to execute. If you're unwilling to execute, if the only way you're going to do something is because they're paying you big bucks, and these companies are not in a position to pay you big bucks, if y'all look at the video that me and Vanessa Terry did, fast forward to the second hour of it, she even says in there that, all that stuff you see on the settlement statement, those are various different fees, and it's not just this one fee. You know, like, okay, the notarial fee is $450. They encompass everything in there that's really related to the notarial act. So one, you know, you might be getting 85, and then the rest of it is broken up into all these other things. And part of it might be going to the signing company who hired you, and this, that, and the other. Then the title company has theirs. So you can't necessarily base everything off of what you see on that settlement list. And that's something that you need to stop doing. You really need to stop doing that and basing it off of that. But the question is, are you willing to execute? You see what I'm saying? Are you willing to execute? If you're unwilling to execute and go out there and do the work, and then you might as well forget it, because most of y'all working your W-2, you get out there in your W-2 and you bust butt and you show them, hey, this is what I'm made of. This is how you get your raises. This is how you get your promotions. There is not a person out here who can say, I get promotion. I get promoted every year by just sitting back on my butt doing nothing. If you do, then I like to see you do that in this notary business, where I'm going to just sit back and do nothing, and I'm going to just get the orders. To date, I still haven't heard anybody come out and give a testimonial about how they decided that they're not getting off of their butt unless they're getting $150, and it worked. I remember now. Here's the other stuff. I wish I would have talked about this earlier, because people are not going to want to hang around in the video to this point, but I'm glad that y'all still here. You have to be, how much money? This is the question that you need to start asking people. The people who talk about, I'm making $200 a signing, $300 a signing. The question you need to ask them is this: how much of that $200 or $300 really should be W-2 money? How much it really should be W-2, meaning you went and did notarial work, but now you're at the title office running copies, packaging documents, shipping stuff out. But you signed up to be a notary signing agent, and now you're operating like you're a W-2 employee in somebody's office. Now, what you and them decide, that's fine, but you gotta keep in mind the 1099 rules, the laws concerning that. You're in there working as a W-2 when you're supposed to be a 1099. That is a very, very touchy subject there. And I know a lot about it because my wife has to deal with that, because she brings in people as a 1099 to do work for her teaching certain things in her school. And she has to make sure that they operate a particular way, that they don't do certain things. They cannot be considered an integral part of that operation, because if they are, then they're going to be deemed as a W-2. You cannot work a 1099 like they're a W-2. You see what I'm saying? I'll get to the field inspections in a second. And I like them. Oh, okay. I thought you said, how you doing? Yeah, I like them. I love them. I love them. That money, I love that money. Ain't gonna lie to you. I love that money. Yeah, I don't have no problem with that whatsoever at all. But how much of that money that people are getting is really, yep, I'm at 1,530 orders for this month. I've done 52 house inspections this month of some sort, and I got a few more to do before the end of the month. I got a few more. So right now I got 3 that I got to knock out. As a matter of fact, I got to call this person to set up, because it's an interior inspection and everything. So I got to call them. But, somebody talked to me the other day and was telling me that they, the person was telling them, was bragging about the fact that they're making $200 a signing. And yeah, I got to do a sketch on that, man. Making $200 a signing. However, they're in the office doing a lot of busy work. You see what I'm saying? Title companies are actually asking notaries, do you want to come and work for us as an employee? And we'll pay you $17 an hour, $15 an hour, something like that. But you're going to be doing all of this other stuff. And see, the moment if you join this business, this industry, so that yeah, I mean, look, we've done some wild things. Look, as people always say, what is some of the craziest things you've done for love? You see what I'm saying? What have you? Yeah, Acme Notary, you can use my quote. Yeah, that's not a problem. That's no problem. If anybody want to use anything out of my thing, yeah, fine. Out of my profile, go for it. Go for it. There's nothing copyrighted in my thing. Well, how much money do you think you lost? Because if you hadn't done it, you wouldn't have made any. I mean, if you had something else on the table that would have paid you that same dollar amount, whether you would have had to expend that type of energy and time. But if you would have just said, okay, what would you have done otherwise? I mean, even today, I think, yeah, I made $1.75. So the question is, what could I have done? What else could I have done? Matter of fact, I lost an order because I had some other stuff that I had to do and got behind, and I had to cancel $100 order. So, but then I turned around, and the next thing I know, I picked up several orders for next week that made up for what I lost in that one order this week and everything. So when you say you lost money, don't look at it as that you lost, because don't look at it from that perspective. Don't look at it, well, I lost by doing that. I mean, how much money do you think we're losing in our W-2 when we got to sit in traffic for 45 minutes? How much money are people losing in Washington, D.C. with all that traffic? There are people who literally in DC, New York, and Philly will drive to a location just to catch the subway because where they got to actually work at, the parking is too expensive. So they got to catch. I mean, think of what you're missing out on. I got to get up and run. I got to drive. I got to get up extra early to drive so I can get to this location to drop my car off so I can catch a bus to get downtown, to catch the subway, to get to work. And you don't get compensated for any of that. You see what I'm saying? You don't get compensated for any of that. But if we're asked to do something with the notary business, our own business, your own business, that you get tax breaks on, that you get deductions, you get 56 cents a mile deduction, you get no cents a mile deduction on all of that stuff you have to do. And then let's just say you wake up late and you missed the train. So now you got to drive into the city and pay the $40 for the whole day to park. You get what I'm saying? And all of that is centered around a W-2. And if you work your business just right, you can actually have them compensate you for your time and effort. Yeah. And we get used to it. So if you can get used to the traffic to accomplish your goal or working your W-2, why can't you get used to what we do here in this notary business? Everybody's trying not to be comfortable with the notary business. No, I ain't trying to. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not doing no $85 job. Okay, so what are you trying to get comfortable with? What job are you trying to get what level are you trying to get comfortable with? Because you got to figure something out here. There are notaries who are not following instructions in the in the um in the loan pack, because you think about it. You do what you're taught. You do who you are. If you are a person who does not like to follow instructions, who don't even follow instructions in your W-2, what makes you think you're going to follow instructions here? What makes you think you're really and see, I mean, you're just better prepared. You're just better prepared overall. But yeah, notaries are not following directions. And I admit, when I first started, there was times where I wasn't necessarily following directions either. I was thinking I could just wing it, and I realized no, I can't. So I sit there and I make sure I go through those directions. I read them over. Okay, you said do this, do that, that. Okay, got it. Okay, and I will print the directions out. I will have them on my phone, whatever I needed to do to make sure. And there's been times when I get there at the signers, I literally was like, okay, well, let me go through, let me take a look at these directions and check some stuff. Especially when I'm working with a company for the first time, I'm triple checking it, okay, to make sure, okay, blue ink, this, that, doom, doom, that, one ID, two IDs, whatever. Okay, we good to go, and then I can roll. And this is the key right here: perseverance. Steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. And this is what this whole time we've been on here for an hour and a half is about. A lot of people don't have perseverance. They don't. They do not have steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Whatever, either Notary Gadget, Notary Assist, you put your orders in either one of those, Notary Gadget, Notary Assist, stuff in the Snapdocs. Snapdocs can mildly help you keep track of that stuff, but get you an account with Notary Assist, Notary Gadget. Either one is good, because a lot of people go back and forth. Either one, in my opinion, is good. A couple. Hmm. Right. Just learn. Again, it's nothing wrong with taking anybody's training, but if the training that you're taking isn't going to strengthen you, then why take it? Now, if all you want to know is how to run your business, then take all of those people's training. If you want to know how to operate as a notary and do that correctly, then you got to go to the NNA. And the main reason why is because the other people have already came out and said they don't teach notarizations. They tell you that up front. The men and the women tell you they don't teach that. So if they don't teach that, and you know they don't teach that, and but that's the part that you need to know, then go get that first and then come back to them. But what's going on is everybody's taking the bare minimum package from the NNA to save money so they can put it over here with them. So you done spent $600 with them and you still don't know how to notarize. And you went to them and they said, oh, we don't teach you that. Go back over there where you came from. And now you got to go back to the NNA to figure out that. And you're like, in your mind, you're like, well, why didn't I just start here first? Well, if you started with the NNA first, you wouldn't have the full dollar amount that you need to pay them. That's really what this boils down to. And again, I'm not against them or against anybody making money. I don't care. They're going to do, because they're going to do, why is this stuff getting in my eye? They're going to do what they do. I can't stop them from taking advantage of you. You have to stop them from taking advantage of you. And how you do that is by questioning them. Question them. Hey, what the heck is going on? Why are you doing this? What is this all about? What am I really going to learn here? Is what you're teaching me applicable where I'm at? And they may say, well, yeah, it is, because from the business standpoint, yes. But what about the notarial part? Well, I don't teach you how to be a notary. That's something you got to get on your own. You got to figure that out. Okay, so my question is this: if I can figure out if the notary is that simple that no one really needs to teach or have any real true training on how to be a notary except the NNA, then aren't I smart enough to figure out how to run and market my business and what marketing tactics and techniques I need to use? I should be smart enough to figure that out. Do I really need to pay somebody $700, $400, $300 just to figure that part out? Now, right now, a lot of notary trainers are probably mad at me, and I'm not saying that people can't come to you. What I'm saying is, if you're sitting there making people feel that that being a notary is so easy that it's just like a piece of cake, how difficult is it to figure out, okay, this is how I want to market my business? When they got all kinds of information out there, because everybody said there's information on how to be a notary, how to notarize, how to do this, how to do that. So there's stuff on YouTube. Okay, well, if there's stuff on YouTube with that, so you mean to tell me there's nothing on YouTube that I can look at and read to say how to market my business? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're saying to me? Now, mm, ooh, mm. I'm looking at some of these things. I'm like, whew, mm, I don't know. I might have to stand corrected on that one. um, wow, they don't have any. Okay, let me show y'all. There's nothing up here about core business marketing strategies. It's all social media stuff, and not everything is centered around that because not everybody who you deal with is going to be on social media. So this one is probably that one might be something legit. How to promote your business locally, small business marketing strategies, something like that. But these here, ah, because all this is about getting online. And see, remember now, I'm a webmaster by trade. And one of the first things is however you plan on marketing your business, you have to know where your clientele is. Okay. Where is your clientele? That's the question. Where is your clientele? Now, I had never even looked at how to promote your business because I already know how to do that. And I have to admit, I can see how you can be confused because that mess right there, that is not, mm-mm. Yeah, yeah, that is not good. I'm gonna have to, you know what, I'm gonna have to put something together about that. And it's more than just giving free donuts and cookies and ice cream and all of that gift cards. It's more than just that. Marketing your business is about you being ready. One way to market your business is being ready to do business. That is the number one way to market your business is being ready to do business. If you don't have, I got 3 printers, I got a fourth one on the way. I'm ready to do business. I got 4 cases of a toner right here. I got a couple of cases of drum. Matter of fact, I got to order some more. I got plenty of paper. So can I do business? That's one way to market your business is by being ready to do business. If you are asked to do business and you can't do it, that is not a good marketing technique. That is a poor way to market your business. I don't Can you do this here tomorrow at 10? I mean, if I had the paper, if I actually had a printer, if I if I actually had electricity in my house, I would be more than glad to print for you and do these documents. But I cannot get that daggone power cord to pull any power out of that candle that I'm using to light my house. I know I'm cutting the fool here. You know, I'm not doing no donuts. Mm-mm. I like donuts too much. You ain't getting my fritters. Even though they done disappeared on me. I'm waiting for Krispy Kreme. They said after Thanksgiving they coming back. So Friday, I'm gonna be at Krispy Kreme, like, yo, where the apple fritters at and stuff. But my thing is, I forgot what I was saying. Never mind. Right. This is what I believe. A lot of people are trying to become mentors. Not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them are becoming mentors because they can't cut it as a loan signing agent. They can't. They can't cut it. I remember what I was saying about marketing. You got to be ready to do the business. And there are a lot of notaries out here who are not ready to do business. If you ask them right now, and the question is you ask yourself, are you ready to do business? If somebody, I mean, you saw right now, are you ready to go drive 57 minutes to Machipongo, Virginia on the Eastern Shore, pay the $20 toll, round trip $20 toll? Are you ready to go do that? If they came back and said, we're going to pay 400. Now they said that, shoot, what I got tomorrow at noon? Hold up, let me check my calendar. I got my, oh no, I got one at noon already. Dang, I can't do it. I also got my massage therapist for my shoulder at 10:30. So yeah, so that's for an hour, and then that gives me 30 minutes to get to my closing. So yeah, so I couldn't do it anyway. I couldn't do it anyway. And stuff, and I gotta put those other appointments on my calendar and stuff. Okay, that's my 6:30 one. So what I'm trying to, okay. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? I'm missing some appointments. Let me check this other calendar. Just checking the signing order. So that is the number one way to market your business, is being ready to do business. If you're not ready to do business, I don't know. Why does it feel like I got, I'm sorry, y'all. It's like I'm missing some closings here. I feel like I'm missing some closings. So I got my 3 o'clock. Well, this keeps saying 3 o'clock. Matter of fact, let me just redo this order altogether because there's something going on here. Okay. I think I know what the problem is. I think I know the location. I think I know what the problem is. I'll fix that in a sec. But I'm looking at my thing, and I think that I got more work in here than I'm supposed to. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3. Why do I think I got 4 signings tomorrow? It's something going on. Something I must be missing somewhere. I gotta double check. I'm gonna have to check. I just feel like I got more than just 3 signings. I got the noon, 4:30, 6:30. It's something else in there somewhere, and I'll figure it out. I'm not going to bed until I do. But you got to be ready and willing to work. If you're not ready and willing to work, then that's the number one way to tell people you ain't about nothing. I mean, you got to be ready to work. So if you're not ready to work, and you're already saying that when you're like, well, I ain't doing nothing unless I'm getting paid this. Okay. I can give you 4 signings right now for $100 a piece. Nah, I ain't doing that. It got to be 150. Okay, well, I got 1 signing for 150. Okay, I'll do that. So you'll hop up and bounce all around like a little rabbit. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But you're gonna pass up on $400 just so you can have 150. That don't make sense. And notaries are doing that. They're doing that. Don't forget about the notaries that cancel the jobs first, a job first probably for a higher one. Yeah, that's a problem. I get an order for $85. Let's just say $100, and then one comes in for $175. They drop that. Look, today I know I pass up on at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 $175 orders that came in today. Not necessarily just for today, but just period, because logistically there was no way I could do them. And some of them was at the time when I was doing an order that was less. I mean, I'm looking right now. I got a 95 tomorrow. Then I got two 120s. And then my next three signings after that is 90, 90, 95. And then I got a 175, 125, 70, 75. Well, 75 one is in December. So my last one of the month right now, nothing else comes up, is $70. My last one for the month. So yeah, the camera ain't got the juice. Yeah, I pulled out the paper calendar. So my thing is this: if you're not willing to, what the heck was that? If you are not willing to work, that is the worst marketing ploy that you have. That you're literally not willing to work. That's a problem. If you're not willing to work, so you marketing yourself to these companies, these title companies, and when you're marketing to them, you don't know that they can't pay you $300. So you're marketing yourself knowing that I don't know whether they can pay me $300, and then they get you in there and they're like, okay, we can just pay you 125. So now the question is, are you going to accept the 125? If you do, all right, cool, you made 125. But if not, you're like, nah. So therefore, your marketing was in vain. The marketing was in vain. I got a big old tub of white chocolate macadamia nut cookies. So that's the thing. You see what I'm saying, y'all? I have the HLL 6400 and the HLL 6200. So yeah, I have those two printers. So two of them are going to go to my son since he's in the business now, and then I'm going to keep the other two. So I'm gonna have the newer ones, and he'll have the older ones. Since he's not doing as much, that's not going to be a problem. I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't have the printers on in my Amazon store because they've been so daggone hard to get a hold of. But I'll pull it up and show y'all real quick. Oops, wrong thing. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So this is the one that I got here. Now so I bought twice. One of the times I bought for me, and then the other time, somebody was trying to get going into business and they needed some help. So I bought the print and then they paid me back for that and everything. So this is just a single tray, the HLL 6400. And then if you, then you got the HLL 6200 for 69 and everything. And then the tray, LG 6505. The 6505 is for the 6400, and that's running $181. So a little pricey. I ain't gonna lie to you, a little pricey. And then this one here, the HLL 6500, is for the 6200 one. I know it gets confusing. The 6200 uses the 6500. The 6400 uses the 6505. And both got a little pricey on them. A little pricey. But that's what they're running right now. So you could probably say, well, buy the single tray printer and get this. It's going to push you probably to about, so you're talking about $495 plus 181. 6. That ain't bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's not bad because I picked up a dual tray for $623. It was on sale for $623. So that's not bad. That's a good investment that you can make into your business and everything. Hold up. Did my man pop up in here? My man, my young fella here, he is doing real good out there. Good to see you, Caprinas. Good to see you, man. He's doing real good out there in California. I think he's in Southern California and everything. So I really appreciate him. And then we got Midwest. Okay, now she was asking me, you made a lot of mistakes in the first business. Got caught up in social media hype. Yeah. What you guys? All right, you already had your equipment. Cool. Yeah, had the supplies and everything. Well, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about marketing. Let's talk about marketing. Okay, when you look at okay, good shot, good shot. Yeah, what we got? Thank you, Midwest. Thank you. So let's look at this here. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. So let's look at definition of marketing. Have to zoom in. So let's look at the definition of marketing here. It says marketing is the process of intentionally stimulating demand for and purchases of goods and services, potentially including selecting a target audience, select a certain attributes or themes to emphasize in advertising, operation of advertising campaigns, attendance at trade shows, public events, design products and packaging to be more attractive to buyers, selection of terms of sales such as price, discounts, warrants, return policy, all of that. So this one here just popped into me. Design of products and packaging to be more attractive to buyers. So from a notarial perspective, what can you do to make yourself more attractive? What can you do to make yourself more attractive to a potential client, meaning the signing company or direct client? Doesn't matter which one. Signing company, direct client, to somebody who needs notarial help, who needs what you have. How do you make yourself more attractive? That is the question. So, are giving somebody my tub of cookies, is that really going to make me more attractive to them? And for how long are they going to be attracted to me with regards to me giving them cookies? You get what I'm saying? Is it more important for me to give them a good quality person, meaning myself, or food items? Yes, you can say, well, you're using that to get into the door, but if you know how to market yourself properly, you know what to say, and not just about, well, I'm coming in here and I can do your job, because that's what a lot of people are teaching us to do, is to say, well, I can do your job, escrow officer and title officer. Okay, well, that's nice that you can come in and do my job, but can you do your job? You see what I'm saying? I used printers a couple years ago. Lexmark is it's a bit more expensive. I hear that it's good. I haven't had a reason to use one and everything. You're welcome. Got one for $150. That's excellent. That's excellent. No, I'm still on, man. I'm still on. I ain't getting off right now. I ain't getting off right now. I ain't getting off right now. So when you look at that, when you design a product, how have you designed yourself to be more attractive to the potential client? That is the question right there. That is the question of the night, y'all. At 1 hour and 55 minutes into this thing, what are you going to do to design yourself? You are the product. That's the thing. You're the product. So what are you doing to design yourself? What you got, man?
How's it going, sir?
Man, it's good. It's good. It's good.
That's
It's
great.
good.
Yeah, I just got home. Actually, I was listening to you on the way back from my last signing tonight. So I did a 3 signing day today. I had like one, a 4, and then I had a 7. That was supposed to have a 4th. So I jumped on specifically for this reason. So I think that it's like some of the signing services are doing the same thing that notaries do with regards to, hey, like, you know how notaries will cancel at the last minute. So this particular signing company, I was going to do an order for. So they struggle. You can figure out who that company is, but they're always struggling because their fees are lower than others. And so I was like, oh, I'll just throw it out there. You know, I've worked for them before, like several times, and I've taken like the low fee to begin with. I was like, let me just see what, like, since I've had more signings now. So I threw a price out there, and then they immediately accepted. And so this is yesterday. So then I'm sitting there calling the borrower. The borrower never picks up, and you could tell her number was not from around here, and it was another state. So she never picked up. And then all of a sudden this afternoon, I get a notification, not even a notification. It was just an email that said, hey, this has been like, you've been like removed from this or canceled or something to that effect. I'm like, but they send stuff all the time. So I'm thinking like in the back end, and I could be wrong, but in the back end, they're looking for somebody who is less expensive, I guess. And like they basically found that person who would take it for less, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. But they took it for less. And so then they removed me from it, which I was like, okay, it wasn't that big of a deal. The only downside was I went to go do, I based my 3rd signing on that particular signing. So the one that was at 7 was near the one that's at 8 o'clock. And so the one at 7 was actually only $40. So people talk about $85, $95, but it was a partial scan, or excuse me, a partial sign where they did a lot of stuff online. It would have been really like 15 minutes had like the borrower known how to read, the 2 borrowers know how to read, you know, like correctly, which is what it is. And then and I'm not sure if this is even like okay, but I had sent them like the statement of information because I know that that's usually a hang up in the past. So I know there's no like information on there, but I was like, hey, this is the information you want to gather for the signing. So you're not sitting there having to think like, well, you don't know where your jobs are the last 10 years or whatnot. And the same thing with regards to, I think it was like, there was another doc that I sent, but they didn't do it, which was fine. So it still ended up being like a 30-minute signing. So I got in, got out. There was no scan backs needed for this particular signing. So even though it was $40, no scan backs, and then no copies for the borrowers because they're like, oh, they have electronic copy. So then I just went, took care of it, and dropped it off at FedEx. So even with that, it still was the experience that like I always take and is like very important to me. So I know people are complaining, like we know, whether it be Facebook, whether Notary Cafe. It's what I realized, honestly, Griff, and I think it's every time that I'm jumping on these conversations, is that people are extremely lazy. No one wants to do the work that's the effort that it takes to be great. And so they will look for the short answer, which is why, you know, what you had calls before, and then people are like, well, you know, they're not calling Griff anymore because Griff is like referring them to the place where you find the answer. And I look at the Facebook pages, and I'm just like, some of the questions that people are asking, I'm like, you literally could go to the NNA and they would answer that question for you. It's not hard, but it's not even just that. It's like the same question you've seen 70 times. Why won't you go to the search bar and search it? But it's just like, I think there's going to be a lot of people burned out because they're not going to get the answers that they want. They're just really not. It's going to get to a point where people, especially with regards to the video that you put up on minority like mindset that I like took a look at and watched, it's true. Like they're going to start looking for people that they can count on. And then the people who legitimately know this, know what's going on, they know how to notarize, they know how to do what they're supposed to do. They're going to be stingy with the answers. They're going to say, figure it out for yourself. They're going to say like, because I don't want to lose the business. Right now, it's probably more abundant than later on, you know, when that happens. But people are going to start seeing that they're not going to be able to just run and say, hey, can you do this for me? Can you tell me the answer? And that the last thing, I know it's a mouthful, but the last thing when you're talking about, I was floored. I almost like slammed on the brakes when you said that people were sending docs over to other people to walk them through. I'm just like, what kind of nonsense? What kind of stuff are people doing? I don't get this. And all it takes is someone, you know, what we know how like stuff is not super secure as we may believe it is, and then it gets caught, and they're going to track it back to that person. That person is going to be probably sued. It's going to eat up not just their bond, not just their E&O. They're going to probably go bankrupt because of the fact that they're doing this stupid stuff, sending docs over to somebody else. It's not for them to see. And you sign stuff when you start with these signing companies saying you're not doing that stuff. You're not sharing this with anybody else. But it's a funny thing, you know. But I mean, I still enjoy what I'm doing. You know, it's great. You know, I think I'm like 85 now. So yeah, the business is still here. It's not oversaturated. You know, it's oversaturated with notaries who don't know what they're doing. Probably that's what I'm gathering. And like, if you keep seeing the files over and over again where they're saying, hey, do this, they have to tell you in 15 different rainbow colors to call it out and say, look at this. The fact that people are making mistakes it's sad, you know, but you know, they'll get weeded out eventually.
That is correct. And what you're talking about, like what I'm gonna show here, and this is on Snapdocs. Okay. This is Snapdocs. This is what is called terms of service. Every single one, when you're looking on Snapdocs, I can't show y'all because if I show you, then you're gonna see the order stuff. But when you're looking at it at the upper left, it says contact us. You click on contact us, and you will see it will pop up. It was a little window pop up, and then at the bottom of it, it says terms of service. You click on terms of service, and it lets you know the agreement that by doing this order, this is what you're dealing with. Like here it says, when they pay, bill of title will pay on a monthly basis, and you should keep record of all signings done each month. Checks are processed and go out on the 15th of each month. So, for example, signings completed January 1 through January 31st will be paid the 15th of February. So that's when they send it out and everything. It tells you here, expenses. Bill of title shall not be responsible for any expenses you incur in performing services. So all of this stuff, you're going to pay me because I got to go to FedEx and scan back because I was too cheap to buy my own scanner. That is not, they're telling you. This is why they're dropping people. You shall be responsible for payment of all your business expenses. Note what it's saying, people, not your employee related expenses, because you're not their employee. They're your business expenses. You are a business, and they are saying you are responsible for your business. You are responsible for your own business. It says in taxes and license fees assessed by any government, ... This is what it's saying that you are supposed to do. But because people aren't reading this, you know what I'm saying? And have I read each and every one? No, but I understand the gist of it, that I'm responsible for me and all of that. Just like it says here, you must dress and act in a professional manner. Unprofessional attire and attitude will not be tolerated. All of that. So you coming up in there dressed like any old kind of way, got all of your stuff showing, they're like, nah. And that's why your professional picture is so important. You up there like you still in the club and all of that in your picture. That's what they're gonna think of you. I mean, all of us parents have told us, first impressions are key. You got to make the right first impressions. And you sitting up here, first thing they see is, you in your club clothes. That is not what they want to see in everything. So oops, my bad. So the thing is, like you said, nobody wants to do the work. People keep asking me, how is it that you're making $6,000 a month from signing services? Because the signing services have work and they know Griff would do the work. Do you realize what you're asking? Okay. And I wish I probably could have said this earlier in the video because people don't want to hang out this late, but I don't care. Look, in order for me, I don't know about anybody else, in order for me to pull in $6,000 a month, that means what? There's at least that much work out there. And who is it coming from? Signing companies. Yeah, this month started off really, really slow. I did probably 9 signings the first week, but I've been busy ever since. I think I did 22 or 23 last week. So the work is out there. You have to be in a position that they know that you will do the work. If you're not, then they're not going to mess with. They're just not going to really mess with you. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick and show y'all something from last year. Just so y'all could get an idea. All right. And I haven't finished putting all of it in there, but now keep in mind when I show you this, when y'all see this, people, the numbers you're going to see is the numbers that I accomplished while working a full-time job. Okay, full-time job. This is what I was doing last year. This is what I was, and I haven't finished putting them all in, but these are the orders that I was doing. That's what I was, those are closings I did each month between January through August. I got to finish doing the rest. And then remember now, I went full time and halfway through November. So I'm not even going to count October, November and December. But as you see, no less than 30. No less than 30 closings a month. And I was working a full-time job, probably only getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. But that's what I was doing. This work here, this work is what set me up for 2021. That's what helped set me up for 2021. That's what helped me set up for 2021. So you got to go out there and do the work. If you're unwilling to do the work, and all of this here is setting me up for next year. So all of these companies, they remember me. They remember, oh man, Griff was doing it. And the only reason why this year was 32 was because I went down to Florida and I took a little time off. But had I not done that, it would probably been at 50. So that's the low month. That is the low month. So I'm just trying to show y'all, not trying to brag about the money and all of this, that, and the other. And I got more than 599 now. But it's just to show you. And as I show people back in 2019, this is where I started off at. So that's why I don't take too kindly to people like, well, I ain't really, I mean, there's no, who gonna just do a couple of signings a month? I did. I just did what I could. I just went out there and did it. This is what you call work. And you can clearly see the progression from each year. You can clearly see the progression. So just in January, it went from 16 to 37 to 68. 100% increase each year. So you can't tell me that it's not possible, but and all of this is signing companies. If you want to say be real technical, you're probably looking at 99% signing companies. How do you get to this point? By just going out there and working. And that's why I'm very proud of you, man. You're going to be at that point. You know, you may not leave your job, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you're gonna be at a point. Next thing you know, you're gonna be like, man, I'm popping. I'm averaging 25 a month. Okay, cool. Here go my man Jeff. There he is. I knew you were gonna hop in here one day.
It's me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to say hi. I'm getting ready to go on a signing, so I was listening to you. It's great. What you're saying is great. I updated my profile. You had some great things on your profile. That's me, Acme Notary. So
gotcha.
I put your quote in there on my profile, but I left you as the source. So it might look weird, but I want to give you credit, you know.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Because well, like this person asking the question, if and when the real estate market corrects. Well, me and my real estate agent did a live, and well, she was doing a live, and I hopped in on it on Instagram, and basically I asked that same question. She said there's still going to be real estate transactions. That it's going to shift to a different person or persons that are doing it. So it'll go from regular consumers to probably investors, because if the market does tank, the investors will start swooping up stuff. So what I've been doing, as I've been doing some of these closings, especially if it's a real estate investor, I've been marketing myself to them. That's what I said. You don't need $700 to spend on anybody's thing to learn how to market. All you got to do is pay attention. Okay, you're refinancing 3 houses. Oh, so you're a real estate investor. Yeah. But look, and I'm going to share with y'all, this is what I do. I give them my card. I say, yeah, look, if you ever need a notary to close a deal with you, just give me a call. I said, I'm not here to take any business away from your already established relationships. I want you to keep those. I'm here to shore up and just support whenever there's a gap. So we all know that sometimes a title company, they only want to do stuff in their office. And if you have a situation where you need a notary to go out to your person, even if they just need a document notarized for the transaction, I will take care of that for you. So I'm letting them know that, yes, I can do the closing, but if they have a power of attorney or something like that that needs to be notarized that they need in order to get the closing done, not a problem. I'll do it. Matter of fact, I'll take that. And if you got somebody else that's going to do the closing, that's cool with me, because we all know that some notaries are a little stuck up and it's beneath them to sign a power of attorney. Some notaries, it's beneath them. They won't do a power of attorney because no, that's beneath me. That doesn't pay enough. No problem. You need a notary to do it. And then if you are an e-notary, I market myself as, since I am, I say, well, look, if you ever get in a situation, we go into another lockdown, I can do the real estate closings online. You just have to make sure your title, the lender, and the court will accept an e-notarized document for a real estate closing. And if everybody's cool with that, then you got me, and I will take care of you, and I'm available anytime you want. 8 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock in the morning, you tell me, I'll make sure it happens. That's all I do to market myself to them. That's what I say to them. And then they're like, okay, now, has anybody called me? Honestly, no. Nobody has called me. Well, one person had when I met, I would say one person called me, but the seed has been planted. And then you might as well say two. I'm sorry, two. When I met the lady doing the general notary work for her, she owns a title company. I told her, and then next thing I know, over a year later, she's like, "Hey, can you still do closings for me?" Yes, ma'am, I can. And I've been doing them for her over the last 3-4 months. And I told her my fee, and she said no problem, and she pays me. So that's the marketing in it. That's the marketing that people are missing. It's not giving donuts and my favorite cookies away to people, because I ain't doing that. It's getting people to know that you are available to do the work. So think of it the best way I can put it. And I think Jeff, you agree with this. If your car's broke down and somebody says, "Yeah, I have a mobile car repair business," but they're not willing to work, they say, "Well, bring your broke car to me and I'll fix it." Okay, dude, my car is broke. I can't get. Well, then get it on a flatbed and bring it over, drop it off, and I'll work on it. Okay, man, look, can you just come over and look at it? And you see that they're not willing to come over and look at it. You're not going to invest any time or money into them. So now let's fast forward to this here. You're on Clubhouse, you're on Facebook, you're hanging out in all these social media groups that they're spying on, because we know they're spying on them. And you're hanging out with people who don't want to do work. You're liking their posts of people who don't want to do work. You're high-fiving them, you're clapping back and all of that kind of stuff, because they're like, "Well, I don't want to do this, that, and the other. You're going to pay me and you're going to do this, that, and the other. I'm the hustler from New York. I'm the hustler from Philly. I'm the hustler from the hood. I'm the hustler from the trailer park," or whatever. And they see that you're associating with them and they're like, "Okay, I don't want to deal with you, because there's nothing about you that's telling me that you're not like them." You see what I'm saying? So if you saw somebody like you, like, "Nah, I ain't dealing with you, man." And we do that all the time. Heck, when we go to the daggone grocery store, if the cashier person is looking like they don't care, like they just gonna throw your eggs, they're gonna put your eggs in a bag and drop the watermelon on top of them, you ain't gonna want to have nothing to do with them. So yeah, that's key. So somebody responded back. Can you tell me what those two?
Say, yeah, I that's for me. That's when she's talking about when the real estate market goes down. I said that there's going to be a lot of REOs and loan mods. There's already a lot of loan mods right now. So the loan mods, they want you to notarize what, 3 deed of trust or something like that.
Yeah, about 3 documents, and the loan mods have increased.
Yeah.
And I've been getting paid up to $75 for them now. So, and some of these companies, because things may have switched for them, so they're like, "Okay, well, we need to get business." The signing companies need to get business. So, or the lender, or, well, not so much the signing company, the title company or whoever's like, "We need to get business." So they're taking, "Yeah, we do loan mods." And then the signing company is like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. We'll get them." "Okay, how much?" "Okay, fine. Yeah, $45 to do a loan mod." And it's only a few pages. So they're like, "You're going to do it." Now, granted, there are some people who have the ability, because nobody else would do it, they will talk the signing company or negotiate with them into paying them more. Nothing wrong with that. So if you can get more out of them, not a problem. But just be aware that if that's over their budget and their manager come in and says, "No more $100 loan mods," everybody else is paying no more than 50. That's what we paying.
Yeah, when I get those loan mods, I'm usually getting those direct from people. They'll call me up and say, "Yeah, I'm doing this loan mod." And I just charge them regular notary fees, and it comes out to be whatever it is. 2 people, $90.
Yeah, and that's a good fair price.
I mean, and that they're coming to me. I mean, if I go to them, even if I went to them, I'd probably just charge them $100. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's 3 documents. Come on,
So in your profile, that's something good. As I always say, that's good to promote that you do loan modifications. If you're doing advertisements, I mean, look, okay, marketing from a marketing standpoint, if you're handing out flyers and stuff, it's probably good to say that you do loan modification, because what you're saying, Jeff, is that the homeowner is being sent the documents, and I guess they're being told to go find a notary.
Yep.
So if that's the case, spend the money and put a billboard up somewhere, or a bus ad or something, or a yard sign that says I do loan modification. I mean, because marketing is about, like I said, marketing is about enticing and stimulating them to say, hey, you're giving them the package is loan mods being notarized. How do I package that? Well, oh, wow, this little sign here says they do loan mods. Earl sees it, don't think too much of it, but then he comes across Candace, and Candace is like, yeah, I got this loan mod. Wait a minute, I saw a sign about 2 blocks back. And then next thing you know, here's Jeff coming. And they're happy, and it's like, okay, well, how much? Yeah, it'll be $90. Okay, fine, stamp. You know what? You're a lifesaver. Here's $200. Okay, cool, thank you. And I'm pretty sure that if they're going through something economically, they probably know other people, and then you tie that into being an e-notary when that happens for y'all there in California. My goodness, I mean, I'm just looking at the potential.
Well, we can do what is it? The in-person electronic notarizations. That's all we can do. But if you're doing that, what's the point? You know, you're going to be in front of them. Use a regular stamp, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, the one thing that a thought came to my mind that I was, you know, a lot of people thinking about, you know, not doing signings because they're not getting enough money and all this. It goes along the lines with the general notary work too. I mean, you might see somebody, hey, it's $15 to notarize a document. And you're like, I'm not going to do that because that's $15. You know, I can get 100 over here doing a loan signing. Well, that guy that came to you for $15, he might have some, you know, 20 more documents that he has to do a month from now, and you just blew him off, you know? So just as a notary, I'm trying to build that repeat business. I don't want to go out and find a new client every day. I'd rather keep a client and keep them coming back to me over and over and over. It's easier to keep clients and get new ones. A lot cheaper too.
Yes, it is. It is. And, you know, just getting people to realize that you're reliable. So people say, how am I able to do $5,000-$6,000 a month with signing companies? Because the whole world is saying, the whole notary world, majority of the notary world is saying that you can only make that kind of money if you're direct. I'm like, okay, if that's the case, then why so many of these people who love being direct are opening up their own signing company? I mean, when you look at the people who open the signing companies, they are notaries like you and me that was claiming that they was all direct, and now all of a sudden I'm a signing company.
No, so here's how it works, from my understanding, because I only do signing company work, okay? But if I were going direct, what happens is you get an escrow officer or a few escrow officers you're working with, and they say, hey, by the way, I have like 10 transactions right here that have to happen today. Well, you can't do 10 yourself, right? So you have to have a network of buddies, and then by that time, if you have a network of all these notaries, hey, can you do this, that, and whatever, you're a signing company. I mean,
Correct.
it might be right there in your own city, but you know, you start doing that and they go, oh, now we have one over in San Francisco. Oh, okay. Now I have to call, you know, somebody in San Francisco and find a notary. So I'm a signing company now, you know?
Right. But see, then my question is, as a signing company now, am I able to pay them that $200-$300 that I was getting paid? And more than likely the answer is no.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So maybe I'm wrong in thinking this, but if I had a deal going down and somebody told me, hey, look, we got 6 signings today, instead of me inserting myself as the middleman and cutting you out of making a full amount of money. I would rather use that. Okay, well, look, let me bring Jeff in, let me bring Caprinis in, and we got 6 signers a day. They're going to do, we'll do 2 each. And then that way you make the full fee, because that's what you're in the business for, is making the money. And if they got that, and if they got enough business coming in, and if I have the right relationship established with them, I would assume that they wouldn't cut me out and then say, okay, well, we're going to cut you out, Griffin, just stick with Jeff. Well, that wouldn't bother me so much, because that means at some point in time they're gonna screw Jeff over too. Yeah. Because that means if you're not loyal to me and you're gonna do that because I introduced you to Jeff and you like the fact that Jeff, his hairline looks better than my hairline, because me and him both got about the same hairline, and then they say, well, we like Caprinis hairline better. You see what I'm saying? So if that's the kind of company you are, maybe I don't really want to deal with you anyway. Maybe you're only working with me because you feel that you have no other choice, but in all honesty, you're a little shady. So, okay, well, then maybe it's best for me to move on and everything. But I would rather you get the full fee rather than, okay, I'm getting 300 and then I'm going to give you 75 or 100 and keep 200. And I'm like, okay, but did I really do $200 worth of work to generate this business that I'm only giving you 100 for? In my opinion, the answer is no. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time. That's where my mind is. And I do understand. It's like all of a sudden, boom, you're this. So then that means I need to find notaries who are willing to not get $300 a signing.
Yeah. No, you and I have the same mindset, because I would rather, I'm like you, like if somebody said, hey, I have 6 signings, I'd rather send it out, because I'm going to build a relationship with some other notary, and then they're going to think about me. Hey, Jeff just sent me 2 signings here and I made 150 each or whatever. And then I might be doing nothing, and they may be on the other end and say, hey, I need help here, and they'll send me business. It's all about relationship. Mm-hmm. The other thing that people don't think about is you have this relationship with the escrow officer. The first time that you can't perform or you're too busy for them, they'll just drop you. I've had escrow officers that call me and they're like, I'm like, can you do it this time? Well, I don't know. Let me see if I can fit it in. And I'm hesitant and everything. And they just said, oh, it seems like you're too busy. I'll just go call somebody else. Okay. So, they don't have time for your crap. You either say yes or, they'll go to the next place, so.
And see, when I get that situation with the signing companies, because I've developed a great relationship and they have confidence in me to be able to do the signing correctly, they give me leeway to go figure out whether I can slide there, put it in my schedule. So I've had several of them, they'll call me and they're like, you have any time available? And I'll sit there and say, okay, well, actually, no, I got this and I got that. I said, but I could do it at this time if they're willing to do it. And then they're like, okay, well, let me go check and find out. With the direct people, it's not like that. The direct are like, nope. And a lot of times it's like, we told them it was going to be at 3:30. So we're not going to go back to our signers and tell them, well, the notary can't do it. Then the notary can do it on this time. We'll just find someone else that accommodate what we want, because they got a particular aura that they're trying to keep and everything. And they want to feel like they're in control. If they do it based on the notary, now the notary is the one that's in control. So I get that. But the signing company, to me, the signing company is looking for somebody that can be reliable and get the job done correct. And they're not worried about the thing of, well, we told them 1 o'clock, but the notary isn't available until 2:15. Now that ain't gonna work. And the only time I've heard that they are sticklers is if the client is like, well, my schedule doesn't permit it. But I've had many companies called it, you know, they ask me what time, I tell them a different time, and they're like, hold on, let me get back with you. And then they come and say, okay, yeah, we talked to the signers, they can do a different time. They can do earlier, they can do later.
So let me just say one thing here about timing, because I struggle with this all the time. With you do this, they say, oh, are you available at 3:00 or something, and you're like, well, I'm not available at 3:00 because I'm picking my kids up from school, but I'm available at 3:30. And I was talking to BankServe about this because I get them all, every once in a while, and she said, you know what, you should just say okay, because if you could do it within a half hour, that's good to go, and we won't have a problem with that. It's only when you're going like, oh, I need to go an hour and move it back an hour or something like that, then there's an issue, But if it's like a half hour, they said you're good to go. So that's just something for everybody to be aware of. So I didn't know that. I try and, that's why I kind of don't take a lot of signings if I can't do it on the time that they ask, because I don't want to sit here and have to move things around for people. I don't want to mess around with people's schedules, but that was good to find out from BankServe that I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that has happened to me. There's been a few times. Look, this week or last week, I actually was double booked a couple of times. And I called the signers up and like, hey, can we do a little earlier, later? And they're like, yeah, that's not a problem. So there was no need for me to try to change stuff in the thing, because it was within basically that half hour window you were talking about and everything. So, and even with that, you can contact the signer and they're like, okay, I'm fine with you coming a little bit later or a little bit earlier. And then I just let the signer come, okay, yeah, to confirm with the borrowers, and they agree, for them, they would like to do it earlier. And sometimes I tell them, say, okay, I have a scheduling conflict. And there's been times where I've actually asked the signing company, hey, look, I have a scheduling conflict here. Is there any leeway for me to ask the signers, can we do it at a different time, a little bit earlier or later? Because if there's some kind of funding issue that's going down and they need it done at a particular time, then I need the signing company to know. That's why I got my son's order this week. I was booked for 2 orders at 1:00 and didn't realize it till the last minute. And then I contacted the signing company and said, hey, look, I made sure he was off. He said he's off. I said, look, my son, he's done several for y'all. Can y'all switch it over to him? They said, no problem. They did it. He went and did the order and everything was good to go, and stuff.
I gotta go, Griff. I gotta go
All
to
right,
my
man.
signing. So, hey, thanks for all the info. Everybody on the call, make sure you listen to Griff. He has it, he has all the knowledge. We'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, so in no time at all, Apprentice, man, you're going to be probably popping at least 25 to 32 orders a month easily.
No. So like the first month was the only month that was really, really slow. The September was 15. Then last month it was 26. And then this month it's 40 something. So and the month's not over. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we know that tomorrow's supposed to be the official day, the last day to sign, but I already got a signing on Friday. So people are gonna still be signing. Yeah. So I'm like, take them when they come, I definitely appreciate it. And I keep seeing more Old Republic popping up. I'm like, I can't believe that these people, like, there's no one who's like done a good enough job for them to like market to these people, but whatever, if I can get them, if I can take them, I take them, but it's a little bit more difficult because of the W-2. So you can't just like drop and just say, I'm going to go do this, versus, hey, if this is what you're doing full time, absolutely, you should be taking advantage of it, but, obviously I appreciate what you bring every time, to the calls. I'm sure everybody else does as well.
Well, somebody asked about the $299 thing on signing order. I haven't had a problem with it. However, I will say, because some of the companies are now modifying their requirements saying that they want notaries to have, such and such level of experience, that could be an issue with you, even though you may be paying the $299. So, as I was told, that basically, see, the $299 is for the zip code search. But if they're now basing it on the number of signings, then zip code doesn't matter. And but that's not every company. Not every company is doing the amount of signings. They have the option to do that. That's what they was telling me. They have the option to do that. So if they got that option and some company decides to take it, yeah, you probably might see fewer signing opportunities because of that, and everything. So yeah, I called to confirm with the signing. They never said.
It's probably because the docs weren't ready at that time in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were waiting last minute to get the title was waiting last minute to get the docs from lender or something like that. And that's why they said time to be, at least that's what's happened to me in the past.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, in this month, it hasn't been too many late docs. I mean, there's been a few, but it hasn't been that many late documents and everything. So, I mean, this month, it's been pretty good. For like last week, I mean, I'm sitting here looking. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Shoot. Last week, Monday through Saturday of last week, 24.
Ooh.
24 signings in 1 week. And that's including Ron. I had Ron signings. Yeah, so yeah, 24. Yeah. Woo, goodness.
Question for you, Griff. Like, I was just thinking about this because I need to buy some more toner myself because I'm on my 3rd toner already. The drums, do they really last? Do they last for 30K or is it 50K? Because I've seen it both places. They're saying it lasts for 30,000 pages, and then other places say it lasts for 50,000 pages. Like, I want to err on the side of caution and say 30,000, but I want to know what I know you've had to change your drum before.
Yeah. It may be 30,000 pages, but it'll tell you when it gets down to about 5%. That's when I change it out.
Okay.
Because you can check on the Brother printer, you can check to see what the percent is, and when it hits 5%, life remaining in it, that's when I switch it out.
Okay.
But
okay.
Here's the key. When you switch out the drum, you have to manually reset it.
Oh, okay. And I have a brother as well. I have a 6200. So
right. So and see, because you have a 5200, you are checking out the toners more because they only go up to 8,000.
No, 62.
Oh, 62.
Yeah.
Okay, then you got the 12,000. You can get the 12,000 page toner cartridge and everything. And those will last you. The 12,000, I did a test on those. I was averaging probably about 8, maybe 9,000 pages out of that. So I wasn't getting a full 12. I wasn't getting full 12. But part of that is because some of these companies, they put that big old stop sign graphic in there.
Yes. And
everything. So I'm not saying that I always print it out or don't print it out. I'm just saying, especially because I mean it's just an instruction thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can remember that instruction. That it has a big stop sign on. I'm like, okay, I remember what that instruction is. Because it's nothing. I mean, it's not critical for me to send back and all that. Stuff like that print page for.
Oh yes.
Print. I make sure I take that out. you know. So when I print my second copy, I try to always remember not to print the shipping label
Shipping
twice
labels, yeah, of
and
course.
all that kind of
See,
stuff.
here-
And see,
here's
you
a
can use organized page. So let's say like Old Republic, I think typically Old Republic and Solidify their um shipping label is always at the end.
mhm.
So what you can do is you
Move
can
it to
just
the front.
grab that and drag it and move it to the front
Mhm.
and then print it out. And then what I do is that stuff I'll just delete it and then print my second copy. But when I go to close the copy out, I mean the file out, I just don't hit save. You know, they say, do you want to save
Mhm.
the changes, which is the ones
Mhm.
that I deleted? No, I just leave. I hit no, don't save that change, and then those pages are still there. So I keep my my slip in there, but yeah, or I would do the page range and just say, okay, print from page this to that and everything. But yeah, I mean, you probably could get more out of those if the depending on if they took some of those pages out, that
Mm.
they have where, like Boston National or Penny Mac. It's actually Penny Mac. The Penny Mac loans have all of these here.
At the
Welcome to Penny
beginning.
Mac flyers
Oh
or whatever.
yes.
And I'm like, okay, why do I need a welcome to Penny Mac flyer?
Yeah.
But that takes
Yeah.
up ink. That's the stuff that takes up ink. So if you're doing a lot of those, yeah, it can take up more ink than you expect.
And then so I've been doing this for a minute, but with regards to the borrower's copies that I make, obviously they take the pages out as well. I do the same thing, stuff that I know is not pertinent for them to have, especially says attention notary. No, they don't need that. It's like
Right.
it's specifically for us. But I usually, and I'm not sure how bad this is, I haven't heard anything negative. They usually check the printing, but I usually will do the save toner or whatnot. Do you do that, Griff, or you just go straight up print the whole thing? I know, like I'm just like it's nickel and
I've done
diming
both.
at the end of the day. Like I realize that sometimes I haven't done it because I feel that even though I shouldn't feel this way, and I've dealt with the borrower making a mistake. So then you can almost like see the difference in that particular doc because
True.
it's lighter than the other ones. And so you know that person took it out of the copy and then put it in versus
Right.
using just the same thing, So I was just wondering what you've done.
Depends. Okay, you can do that, especially when you have large amounts of pages to print, and some people do. Sometimes they will put specific instructions in there and say don't. Sometimes they will go back behind your back and ask the borrower, "Hey, how did your copies look?" Stuff like that. If it's a small package, then I don't worry about saving. It's for like 50 pages. I just print it. Sometimes you have to go with your gut. Sometimes you sit there like, something's telling me not to do it this time. I don't know why, but I'm not going to do it. And almost every single time, there's like some kind of issues, and I need to start swapping pages out and everything. I will say this: it does make you more attentive to not making mistakes.
Yeah,
Because if
true.
you got a little bit lighter copy over here versus the darker copy, and you don't want to swap them out like that, then you're going to pay a little bit more attention to detail to make sure that there's no mistakes. So it's a gut feeling a lot of times for me. Sometimes I actually will forget, and I'm sitting here just hitting print. I'm rushing and then, oh man, I forgot. Now, but what I make sure I don't do, I do not print both on the
No.
reduction.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's always like a
Notaries are
person.
doing that. There are notaries out there that are doing that. They are printing the copy that gets signed and sent back very, very light. Now, in and of itself, it's not that bad, but here's I think where the problem comes in. When they do certain scanning and print and copying themselves, and the copy is already light, that might become a problem, because if it's lighter and then your copy goes a shade down or a shade or two lighter than what you copy, then that might open up the door for signatures not looking crisp and all of that kind of stuff, or just the wording, the verbiage, and all of that. So I try to make sure I do not print their copy off that gets signed light. I make sure it's nice and dark and everything. And I actually look at it and just make sure. There's been times where I got there to the signer and I accidentally gave them the dark copy, and I'm sitting up here getting ready, or actually having them. I'm like, oh snap! I'm signing it wrong. Let me switch that back. Let me line through all this stuff that we in this and all of that, and yeah, so that can happen and everything. But it's a gut feeling, you know. If there's specific instructions in there, like they're really adamant about it, is like, okay, printing both copies dark. You know, and there's been a few companies, you know, that will say that, and I've actually seen some companies say you can print you know, the lighter. So it all depends. It's not been that many, maybe 2 or 3, and that was when I first started. I haven't seen. I don't even think I've done anything with those companies since and everything. But yeah, yeah, that printing thing, man. But yeah, the drum has to be reset. If you don't, and you put a new drum in there and don't reset it, what'll end up happening, it'll think that there's only 5% left, and then you're sitting up here using it, and then it's saying, okay, you need to change the tone. I mean, your drum, and you're like, I just did, but you didn't reset it. So that means then you want to have to reset it at that point, and just know that it's 5% or 10% off.
But you were saying it will. So obviously, I know toner. Like having changed toner, it stops. It doesn't let you print. But you're saying the drum, you have to manually figure that 5% out. Like go to the buttons, or it will automatically trigger. Okay.
Yeah. Now when it's low and it's like nothing left on it, it will stop and will tell you need to replace it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But even if it manually tells you to replace it, you still need to reset it.
Okay.
So that it'll know that, okay, it's a new toner in here. It's, you know, I mean, new drum, and it's at 100%. Got it. And then it just does its thing. But that drum lasts a while. I mean, yeah, it lasts a good little while. It does. It lasts a good little while.
Well, that's what I was asking, like the quantity of like pages, because like I said, this is number 3 of the toner. I just put it in, and so I was like, it's coming close, you know, like
so you're getting close.
I'm getting close. So I just wanted to make sure that, like, I wasn't sure if it's the 30,000, because I feel like 30,000 with how the months have been going, if this continues like this, that's not much of a time. Obviously, I'm willing to pay because that's part of the business, but it's just going to have to take it out, go put it in, yada yada yada. You know how that goes and stuff like that. But I'll take a look to make sure. So
yeah, so the drum, and normally like with the business pricing, and I keep forgetting. Yeah, in the description, y'all, there's a link to set up your own Amazon business account. So in the description, click on that. That Amazon business account is the bomb. If you get the right one, if you get it set up right, you can get, sometimes they will offer you 30-day invoicing. So that means you buy whatever you want, and then 30 days later, you get to pay it off. So you buy whatever they have on that site, minus some food items, and you get 30 days to pay it off. And if you don't like it, you send it back, and you haven't kicked out any money on it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I do. I mean, I just bought some clothes off of Amazon for my notary business. I was like, okay, I need to get me some more pants and stuff. I need to get me a new belt. And I bought all of that stuff, my shoes. And then if you know, it's like at first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this belt. And then after I put it on, I was like, well, I realized the whole day my pants didn't slide off my behind, you know, because the other belt was hard for me to get it. Just it was like it would either be too tight or too loose, you know. So this belt slips through no holes. It has a little friction thing that just holds it in place like that, you know. So you just pull it as tight as you
Oh, it's
need.
perfect.
And I was like, man. And I got to realize, I was like, wait a minute. I ain't had to pull nothing up all day. I'm like, okay, I like this. But at first I was like, yeah, it's a little thin, but I like this belt. I mean, this thing, and I just sort of stumbled across it and everything. And yeah. So what it is, it has this little hook and it goes in here, and then that clips down, and then you just lift that, pull it, and everything. And yeah, this thing, yeah, you see a stretch. So it got a nice little give to. I'm gonna have to put it in my little on my thing for people to see. But yeah, so I just pull it through like that, and it just locks in, and I'm like, oh yeah, I get the right nice little snug fit. So I was like, I'm serious, man. I was like, wait a minute, I haven't had to pull my pants up none today. There's still because you know, I mean, like for me, like if I pull it too tight, then it's like, and that's probably why I was having some back problems because I was pulling it too tight, especially since I've been losing weight and trying to, you know, cut holes in the belt to get them just right and all of that kind of stuff, and all of that. So yeah, so I'm straight now, man. I love it. I love this here. I love it.
And then one more question, Griff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have a video. I mean, I haven't seen it, but didn't you have a setup in your car, your like a mobile setup, like a printer and scanner in your car, or am I thinking wrong?
No, you're correct.
I'm considering doing. I don't think I'm going to do the printer. I don't think I'm going to get to that particular point, at least not yet. But I definitely was looking at this one particular scanner. It's a pretty easy setup, right, for the car with the inverter and the battery and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. You just have to. There's a playlist I have called Notary Printer.
Okay.
And in there, it has all of that stuff. It has it in there, and you have to get the right inverter, the right everything, and you get that stuff. It works flawlessly.
Okay.
Now the key thing is with the battery, you have to charge the battery up and don't let it get dropped down. And there's a video also in that notary playlist, that notary printer playlist, that talks about that particular type of battery and how not to let it go down too low. So the normal volt is like 12.9 or 13 volts. Sometimes it can get charged up to 14. But what you don't want is the guy was saying you don't want it to drop below 12.4, because if it gets too low, then it might not be able to hold a charge anymore.
Okay.
And that's what some people was doing. They were just going, and then the charger you have, it has to be the right charger for that battery.
Okay.
So you have gel batteries, and then you have these AGM batteries, and that's the kind that you have to have the charger set to the right battery type, because if it's set to the wrong battery type, it'll kill the battery.
Okay.
You know, it's just like putting, like for some people, their car needs to run on premium, and you put in regular. You gotta put the right battery charge type to that battery. And mine, I mean, it's sitting in the corner right now, and it holds the charge. I mean, right now, if I plugged it up, it's probably still at 12.8, and I haven't messed with it in like 3-4 months.
Okay.
So it'll hold the charge, but what I do is when I'm done for that day, I charge it up. I got a link in there that talks about the battery charger, all of that, which I need to put on my Amazon store. Yeah, you just made me realize I forgot to do that. But the but yeah, I haven't had any problem. Matter of fact, one of my rooms has some power issues and the circuit keeps tripping. So when the pandemic first started, I was actually running one of my printers off of that battery, while the other one was actually plugged into the house power.
Okay.
Until I found my extension cord, and then I ran an extension cord to socket outside the room and everything. So, but yeah, you can use that battery in the inverter, and you got to get the right type of inverter. It's called a pure sine, and all of that's in there, and you'll be on point. I mean, you will be a-okay. I'm telling you, you will be a-okay. So I haven't had any problems with it. It works flawlessly. I haven't had any problems at all.
Okay.
That thing is.
So, yeah, I'll definitely take a look at those videos then, because that's, like I said, I think that's going to be the next like step, because it's, I mean, obviously coming back, you're on the road and you have to go all the way back home to go and scan. I mean, I have a good scanner at home, but it's the point of having to go back home, versus, hey, let me go and scan the docs. I've finished my appointment. I have time. I'll go scan the docs and then go drop them off right there. It's less inclined for me to like make a mistake and like, oh, I forgot to go take these, which, I've gotten to the point where I almost missed cutoff time because I was just like dilly-dallying around the next day. And then I'm like, oh crap, I need to go drop these off. And so it'd just be better if I could just drop them off that night, when I finish them. So
yeah. And see, mine's been spaced out just enough to where I've been able to come back and scan and print, scan and all of that, or I get all my documents up front. And then I just scan everything, and then I get it, dropped off. So yeah, everything's been smooth now. The other day, because I was doing that run, I messed around and almost forgot. Well, I actually forgot to drop the documents off, and I had to drop them off to UPS. And my goodness, if I had, the guy was he had got there late. So by him getting there late, that enabled me to get to catch him and everything. So I was like, all right, cool. I called him. Then I was like, wait a minute, I got to do FedEx too. And I had to run back home and get the FedEx stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness. I said, this year, so that was a little frustrating that day, but I got everything to everybody like I needed to. And I think out of all of this time I've been doing it, I've only missed a drop twice. I only missed it twice. I've only missed dropping it the same day like I needed to 2 times. And I felt sick to my stomach when I did that, because I was like, oh man, these people gonna mess around. They ain't gonna be able to close their loan. They're gonna lose everything. I was just like having a straight up hissy fit. And the first time it happened, what I actually went and did was as soon as I realized it, I made a scan. I scanned the documents and uploaded them to the order. And the only thing that saved me on that one was that it was a holiday in there somehow. And so they still got to them in time for the, before the rescission period. But had there not been a holiday, it might not have gone good for me. It might not have gone good. And then the other one that I missed, they already wanted a scan anyway, so I did that and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, in my Amazon store, and like I said, and that link is in the description, I just added those 3 items: the battery, the charger, and the inverter that I had bought.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right. So anybody else got any questions? Because I know everybody like to just sort of sit back and observe and everything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have. Yeah. That's what. Honestly, I was going to do the video about the Amazon account, and I am. But when I was told about all of that stuff, what the notaries are doing, and then signing companies are telling notaries that if you want to be preferred, you got to have this level of equipment and all of that, I was like, wait, I got to let people know about this because that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I will tell y'all this. Look, that Amazon 30-day account saved my family because I was going through a bankruptcy. And in the middle of the actually probably the beginning part of the bankruptcy, I get this notification from Amazon saying, hey, since through my other business, it was like, hey, do you want to set up an Amazon account to order your supplies and you can pay on 30-day invoice? And I was like, do they not realize I just filed bankruptcy? And I was like, you know what? Let me try. So I just said $2,000. Give me $2,000. And they approved it in like less than 3 days. I got approved. I was like, snap, okay. But I didn't know what to do with it because I really didn't have anything to buy for my IT consulting business. I'm like, I already got my laptop computer. I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. So as we was going through this bankruptcy, I'm like, and then I lost my job. And I'm like, you know what? Shoot, I'm hungry. Let me see if I can get some food off of here. And I was able to get some chips and some juice. And then I was like, you know what? We need some toilet paper. I need some clothes. You can buy anything you want off of that thing. They don't care. As long as you pay that bill, Amazon don't care. So then so now I use it for my notary business. That's how I got my printers. Then my wife, she uses it and she orders her mannequins and her school books and stuff for her students and pays it off. And my Amazon invoice account went from 2,000, it's up to 10,000 now. So I can buy $10,000 worth of stuff as long as I pay it off in 30 days. So I can buy, literally, I can buy something on today and I got 30 days to pay it off. I buy something in 4 days, 4 days later from now, I can pay that off at that time, 30 days from that date. So it's not like, okay, everything that you bought in November, you got to pay it off, no matter what time of the day by the 1st of December. No, it's 30 days from when you bought it. So like I just bought 3 more pair of pants. This year's shirt I got off of Amazon. The belt, my sneakers. I just bought some. I don't know where my socks are at.
At the sock monster.
I don't know. All of my long socks are gone. And I just had to buy some more. So, and then if you don't like the thing, you just send it back. My cell phone cases I get from Amazon, all of that. So whatever I need, microphone, all of this stuff, computer monitor. Sometimes we have so many Amazon boxes rolling up in here. It ain't funny, but that 30-day invoice is sweet. It's sweet. It's sweet. No interest, any of that. Now if you, in the beginning, I had to remember to pay it because there was no signal that says, hey, you got to pay it. I was like, okay, and I would forget. So next thing I know, it's like 3-4 days. I'm like, and I happen to say, let me go look at my, oh snap.
Dude.
Oh, I got to. Now back then it was a little more difficult because with them at that, when I first started, everything had to be done ACH. So you had to submit a request to get the X amount of dollars taken out. But now they got it set up to where, let me see something. I'm just making sure there's nobody's personal information here. It's just my stuff. So So like this is my account. So it shows how much I got outstanding. It got pending charges. This is probably more than likely stuff that my wife just ordered. And then this is here's how much I got remaining. So all of that. So that's what 30, 60 plus 682 plus 5316. So just a little under $9,000. I mean 10,000. So it's probably 10. So yeah, so about $10,000 that I have available and everything. And then you can put purchase orders on here. So when I see these with the numbers, that lets me know those are my wife's. You know, I use names to let me know what stuff is. She uses the numbers. So, and then if I need to make a payment, I just click on that, and then I can just pick the account that I want to use and the item, and then I can either pay the full amount or a partial amount and all of that. So that's it. I mean, it's very, very, very simple, to keep track of all of your stuff. And then whatever it is, you just pay off during that time period, and everything. So it comes in handy, man. I ain't gonna lie. So, but it makes you work because if you go and get $2,000 worth of stuff, you got to have $2,000 to pay that bad boy off.
Yeah,
so it makes you go work.
Discipline. You got to have. It's just like having a credit card. It's the same exact stuff. So,
right.
I mean, I'll definitely have to take a look into it. I just got my LLC set up for my, because I want to keep obviously that stuff separate. So I got that set up. So I got my EIN number. So I'll probably have to go get me a business account from Amazon. Not to say I don't spend enough there as it is already.
Yeah, you're right. For what I'm sharing, they would be charging you all kinds of money and all of that. And see, and I know there's people who do that business credit. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you got this Amazon account, you don't really need business credit. If you're doing the business credit, getting business credit cards and all of that to buy supplies, when you can buy all of the stuff that you, for the most part, need off of Amazon. So if you can get it all off of Amazon and you do a 30-day invoice and it's interest free, you know what I'm saying? Because see, when you do with the credit card, let's just say like I got 3,960. Most people who have that outstanding balance won't pay it all off in 30 days. They will just leave it there and throw little crumbs on it here and there. And next thing you know, that interest is piling up, piling up, piling up. Now, some people say, well, I'm doing it so I can get the mileage and the points and all this, that, and the other. Nothing's wrong with that. But it's still best to pay it off in 30 days. So I've gotten into the habit of paying, making sure that this gets paid off in 30 days. Because if you don't, you walk up in there and it'll have daggone big old red letter saying, hey, you owe us some money. And sometimes, and even there's been times where like during the holidays, I might forget. And I've even, been checking to make sure, so like even right now, oh snap, I need to make a payment now. Well, that's what I'm gonna go do right now. Okay, so yeah, seriously, I just realized it's like, okay, the 23rd. And see, I knew, yeah. So I'm gonna just go ahead on the hit. I already got the account set up. So and they pull that money out quick. They don't joke. So I have the money already in the account, but see, let's say like this is coming out of my personal account. So all I would do is do an owner's draw from my business and then put the money over there.
Okay.
See, so that's how you're supposed to do from your business. So like this is personal stuff. I would just take that money and what I first need to do is I need to make sure that this is my Yeah, because I gotta. Let me see. What the items? Oh no. This is for business stuff. I didn't realize it. This is business. Okay, so then I'm gonna have to pay it out of my business account. Okay. Yep. This is the business account. All right, cool. Glad I checked. Glad I checked. So then all I'm gonna do is I just go in here and just switch counts, tell it, take it from a different account, and that's it. And then I go ahead on and say, okay, pay the bill and stuff. So it's really that simple. It's not hard at all. You do have to be very, very disciplined with this, so that you're not overspending. You can't get lazy with this and be like, well, I really don't feel like doing dot dot dot. And it's like, nah, you got to get out here and work and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Griff, I'm going to let you go. So I need to finish scanning these docs back, my friend.
All right.
So I'm sure I'll catch you the next time around. I know you need to get some sleep for yourself as well, so you can be busy tomorrow. But as always, I definitely said I appreciate what you bring to the table, and thanks for adding those links for the Amazon stuff, because I'll definitely be picking that stuff up because I need to get that scanner for the car. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. Any scanner, and I need to put that in there. I'm glad you said that. Any scanner that anything, as long as it works comfortably for you, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter whether it's a Brother, Lexmark, whatever. As long as it does what you need it to do, that's what matters.
Well, so just so you know, I like my Epson here. The 50, was it 580W does really well, but because I'm gonna have it in my car, I'm gonna have something that's faster. I saw this Raven that's like newer. That's the one I was like thinking about getting. I know it's a little bit different than what everybody else has, and some people don't like to spend the kind of money, but I'm like, it's a business, so for me that would be phenomenal. And I for sure, if it's in my car working with that stuff, then I'll never come home I'll never scan it home. I'll just be like, okay, whatever. But it looks good.
Now, which one is it? Is it this one?
Is it that one? Yeah, I think that's the one, but it was in black. I'm pretty sure that's the one right there.
No, that's
not
Fujitsu.
No, the Raven. It wasn't the one that I saw was in black, but it was around $600. And what I liked about it was the fact that the scanning, the cloud and stuff like that, you can you don't have to have your laptop there. That's right. What I was thinking about. So I just need to have my phone and then be able to send the stuff over. I'm sure it's has Wi-Fi direct, so I can just send it over after do the scan and then upload it right there without having to have a computer, lugging a computer around. So right. That's why I was thinking about that versus my Epson. I do enjoy, but it's not gonna do what I need it to do.
Yeah. I know one other person has a Raven and they love it.
Okay.
Yeah, they love it. All right, man. Well, you have a good one, Chief.
All right, we'll talk soon.
Yep.
Later, sir.
All right, Miss Terry, you got to make sure you give it permission to use your device stuff. I know you're trying to hop on and everything. Yeah, so let me see if I can find this thing. Yeah, so with the Amazon, and if you can, Terry, hop back in. Wow, we've been up here for 3 hours. Wow. So yeah, so in my in the profile, they had set up an Amazon account, And you just go through and follow their instructions on, I think, for you for setting one up and everything, and all of that. So I'm already logged in, but yeah, so go through, set it up. I mean, you can sell just that and the other, but set up your business account and everything. And I will say with the Amazon account, the business side, they do give you business pricing. So sometimes you'll get stuff for a lower price. You'll get stuff for a little bit lower price than somebody who doesn't have a business account and everything. So it's real good. I like it. I like it. All right. So got caught up in this live. What's going on, man? What's going on? Creative Wave. Okay, edit. Look, man, I'm getting ready to start doing some video editing, trying to get, I guess, spruce up my videos. I'm about to start using story blocks, and what else I was going to look at using. What's that one called? Movavi or something like that. Trying to use that one. Yeah, Movavi. That's what I'm trying to use and everything, and use that to do video editing and all of that. So I'm trying to get into that. Not really a big graphics video guy. I'm a web designer by trade, so that's what I tend to like. But I know I got to figure that out and stuff, and using story blocks and all of that stuff. And what is that? Epidemic for the music, the sound, and all of that. So trying all of that kind of good stuff. Yeah. Someone said Travis got a question. Travis, all right. Travis got a question. All right, Travis, what's your question? All right. Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, my 7-day trial is about up on the Movavi, so I gotta upgrade that. All right, Travis. I missed Travis' question. Where is the Travis? Travis, there it is. All right, how do you get over the hump of going out there and getting started? I live in California. My notary license haven't had a curse. Dude, I just said, screw it. I was just like, I'm gonna just do this thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just like, put you over there. I said, I'm gonna just go ahead on and do this thing. The first order that I got, I was nervous. I was really, really nervous. I didn't make any mistakes, but I was just nervous as all get out. And to this day, I can't. I mean, it was just all a blur. I just knew that he signed, I signed and notarized, and I got through it, and there was no errors. And once I did it, man, I'm gonna tell you straight up, Travis. Once I did it, I was like, you know what? I can do this. I know I got more to learn, but I can do this. This is not as hard as people make it out to be. So when I focus on just doing it based off of what I need to do and defining that. So what is it that I need to do as a notary? As I always say, I need to properly notarize. Do I know how to properly notarize? It's either yes or no. If I know how to properly notarize, then there's no problem. If I don't know how to properly notarize, that becomes the problem. So I need to understand how to read these documents. And when I'm talking about reading the documents, the notarial part of the document, also, looking at the document and saying, okay, this document, like case in point, I had a closing that had 3 people. 2 of them was on the loan. The third one wasn't. So I had to pay attention to the documents to know that, okay, this document is talking about these 2 borrowers. and it's not talking about this third person. So let me focus and do that. So when you read the document and look at it and say, okay, well, this is what this document wants. What is it asking for? It's asking for so-and-so and so-and-so to sign this. Who is these people that it wants to sign? Well, it wants him and it wants that person and that person. I won't say him and her because it could be two guys, could be two girls. So it wants person one and person two. That's who it wants. It wants that person and that person to sign this document. Who are they? It wants the seller. Are you the seller? Yes. Then you're going to sign. Are you the buyer? Yes, I'm the buyer. There's nothing for you to sign over here on this document. Oh, we have one right here. Okay, you sign this. You don't need to sign this because this is just for them. I mean, that's literally what you're doing. And I have a video out there called Free Loan Doc Overview Part 2. And in that, it actually goes over the loan doc about where you need to sign, where they need to sign, and all of that. Where the heck is it? So right here, Free Loan Doc Overview Part 2. Now YouTube, this is my video, so y'all can't be hitting me. Oh, hold on. I need to share and do the audio.
Acknowledgement. That is it. Okay. You do not need to fill this out and that. You do not need to put X's and cross stuff out on here. You just don't fill it out, and then you fill out the other one. There's no date. They're just signing. The deed. So remember we talked about that deed. And in this case, in that other document, it said,
let me know if y'all can hear.
The title of the instrument. The instrument is the deed of trust, and the date of that instrument, right here, the 18th of May, 2021. That's what you need to know for that document over there. And then in this case,
let me know if y'all can hear the video. Let me know if y'all can hear the video.
Shoot. What it is, the loan application. Do so. And then they sign date. This is not your interest rate. It doesn't include the escrow at all. And then they sign, and in this case, there's no date. They're just signing. The deed. So remember we talked about that deed. And in this case, in that other document, it said the title of the instrument. The instrument is the deed of trust, and the date of that instrument, right here, the 18th of May, 2021. That's what you need to know for that document over there. And then in this case, 11 pages of legalese. If they want to read through it, they're more than happy to do so. And then they sign, date, you notarize. And again, if this notarization area is not in accordance with your state guidelines, all you have to do is add an all-purpose acknowledgement. That is it. Okay? You do not need to fill this out and that. You do not need to put X's and cross stuff out on here. You just don't fill it out, and then you fill out the other one. That's it.
Now, this is key. What I was saying in that video there, because here's where people are making a mistake. And they'll sit there and start lining and crossing out stuff in the notarial acknowledgement because they're adding an all-purpose acknowledgement. You don't do that. They'll sit up there and write "see attached." You don't do that. That's not what we've ever been trained to do, as far as I know. If there's somebody knows something different, then let me know. Now, Travis, if you are comfortable, I will say this here. What I would ask you to do is simply this. Go to my channel. Go to my channel and pull up the Notary Basic playlist, and look at these first 3 videos. What you doing down there? You're supposed to be right there. Look at these first 4. You look at these first 4. If after you look at those first 4 videos, and yes, they got some length to them, but look at those first 4 videos. From there, you should gain the confidence and and be more secure in going out there and doing this. I really believe you will be. I believe that if you go and look at those 4 videos, brief overview of understanding acknowledgments, the free loan doc overview, then the free loan doc overview number 2, and then time to prep your documents. If you go through those 4 videos and you still don't feel confident that you can go out there and do this thing, then we need to get together and work some things out. Okay. I'm serious. We really do. But I think you will be okay if you look at those videos. If you are focused on trying to do document explaining, trying to break down and memorize and know each and every single line in there, or how I'm going to give a general overview, or you're coming in there like, hey, I'm here to just make sure that they understand what they're signing. I got to ensure, and I got to be able to explain to them and give them the confidence and this, that, and the other, then that's where your stress level is at. But if you're confident in what you're supposed to do as a notary, there's no reason why you can't go out here and do this thing. There's no reason whatsoever. None. You can do this. Okay. You really, really can. You can do this. And all of that. Now, did I answer your question, Travis? Again, you're asking, how did I get over the hump of going out there and getting started? When my very first order, they called and asked, they texted me and said, can you do this? It was either to say yes or no. I was either going to say, yes, I can, or no, I can't. And I felt that I didn't know whether or not they would ever give me another signing again or opportunity. And I said, if I tell them no, and I don't have a justified reason to say no for myself, now I can make up something and lie to them, but to myself, I had no justifiable reason to say no. None. So that's the only other thing for me to do is to say yes. And if you're like, well, I'm not prepared, then now's the time to get prepared. That's really what it boils down to. You got to get prepared. And if you're willing to get prepared, then you'll be okay. If you're unwilling to get prepared, then you're going to be pooping in your pants. It's just doing this thing. It's just that simple. Usually, I honestly say the information that you provided in your videos is what others on YouTube platforms are charging car payments for. Yeah, you're right. They are charging car, man. Well, see, the reason why I'm confident and comfortable in doing it this way and not charging people, I'm not sitting up here begging people to hit my Cash App or to hit what's the thing on here? We call it the super chat and all of that. is because outside of this and outside of me sharing information, I'm building my business. I'm working my business. I'm not using this as a way to take it now. And I'm not against anybody doing that. But my thing is this: if you're going to educate people, then educate them correctly to make sure that they're able to grow from what you're doing. I mean, when you're getting food to feed your kids and you're doing stuff in your family, you make sure that it is profitable and beneficial to them. So if I'm going to educate somebody, if I'm going to take time out and mentor somebody, then it has to be beneficial for them. It has to be something that's going to help them grow and move forward. If all I'm doing is just being a bunch of hot air and bragging about who I am and bragging about what I got and what I'm going to get and what I should get, then a single solid person, it might be motivating a very small percentage of people, but it is not motivating the majority of people. And I think sometimes we focus too much on, I just want to get one or two people helped. Okay, but look at the one or two people that you helped and look at all of these people who are not getting properly helped in this notary business. They're causing some serious problems that is causing the industry to change the way that they do business. And that is hurting all of us. So you're just focusing on one or two people that basically can afford to pay your fee for your information. But the mass of people are doing this thing in an uneducated way, and it's causing a lot of hurt and harm to the industry. But you're okay with that because you helped one or two people out. You're okay with that because you found 4 or 5 people that'll pay you $400 a month, and you don't have to go out here and do signings. You're okay with everybody else just jacking things up and screwing things up because, hey, you ain't doing signings anyway because you're making people pay you. And that's why when you talk about, well, it's oversaturated, are there a lot of notaries? Yes. But part of the problem is, let's say we got 57, we got 52 people in here. Right now, if 20 people decided they want to do notary training, all 20 of those people are going to need at least 10 people each to be paying them for their knowledge, whether they got good knowledge or not. To be effective, you're going to need 10 people paying you at least four. So that means you're talking about $4,000 a month. You're trying to get $4,000 a month minimum. Those 20 people are going to need at least 10 people each. Where are you getting your people from? You're not stealing them from the big boy trainers. You're probably not going to steal them from me and the people who hang over here. So you're not stealing the party people, because the party people are like, look, if you ain't hitting it on the same level as Grip, we ain't dealing with you. So where you getting your people from? That means you're going to be sitting up here pushing stuff out there, saying, making up stories about how wealthy you are and how great you are and all this, that, and the other, and just to get people like, okay, I'm gonna come to you, and then they come to you and find out you ain't about nothing, because all you got is like 3 to 6 months worth of knowledge, and after you've shared that, you have nothing else. You're spent. You ain't got nothing. So I mean, I'm building my business, whether I'm on YouTube or not. I'm building my business to take care of me and my family, whether I get anybody to pay me any money through, whether direct through for training or Cash App, or what's the thing, the Super Chat or Venmo or PayPal or any of that. But I'm not opposed to them getting that money. I'm truly, truly not opposed to anybody making that money. I'm just opposed to you making money and the people you're making money from can't make money themselves because they don't have the confidence and they don't have the knowledge or the confidence to go out there and do it. And that is my number one goal. That is my whole number one goal. I got to give you the confidence and the knowledge, or the knowledge and confidence, whichever one. You got to have both to go out here and do this business. Now, if I'm putting out the knowledge and I'm telling you that you can be confident and go out here and do it, and you choose not to do it, that's on you. That's completely on you. What I don't like is that people are choosing not to do the business because they don't have the knowledge, therefore they don't have the confidence, and they spent $400-500 and they're not anywhere better than where they was before. That's the part that I don't like. And that's the part that I'm hoping you will start not liking for yourself. And then make a decision to say, you know what? I'm not putting up with this. You're going to be upfront with me. What are you going to train me in? What's your credentials? Do you have hookups? All this, that, and the other. What is going on? How are you making $10,000 a month? Show me. And if what you're doing for $10,000 a month, meaning half of that is really W-2 work money, because you're really just doing all this extra stuff for the title company that you really shouldn't be doing in the first place as a 1099, but you hooking them up and they're hooking you up, then you're really not getting $300 or $200 a signing. You're really not. Half of your money is tips. And you know, because you're sitting up here cleaning out the printer, bringing in paper for them, faxing stuff. That ain't got nothing. I didn't become a notary to sit up here and be in somebody's office and you know, work for them like that, or I left my job so I could just be sitting off. No, that is not the point. That is not the purpose. No, you're not going to make me a W-2. No, I'm working in this particular realm, and if you don't like the fact that I'm self-employed, then I don't know what to say. But this is where I'm at. This is who I want to be, and I'm happy with that. And these employers are trying their best to make you stop being an entrepreneur so that you can be on their payroll. And once you get on their payroll, then they control you, and then they can tell you when you can even take a day off. And I don't like that. If I want to take a day off, I'm going to take my day off. That's all there is to it. If I want to sit home and drink eggnog, that's what I'm going to end up doing. At my own pleasure, at my own leisure, and still making the money I need to make to take care of my family. That's the life I wanted to live. Now, that's not for everybody, and I'm cool with that. I just don't want to see y'all getting taken advantage of. I'm tired of seeing people getting taken advantage of, and you need to be tired of getting taken advantage of. I can't stop them from doing what they're doing, and I'm not even trying. All I'm trying to do is encourage and educate and motivate y'all to stand up for yourself and to make sure that you're not getting railroaded. Is that simple? That was a lot there. All right, party people. I'm out. Get me some rest. Got my documents printed for tomorrow morning. And I think we are good to go and all that good stuff. So check out the links in my description to a lot of the stuff that we talked about tonight. If you got any questions, need any help, let me know. You know, as always, I'll be more than happy to help you out. Check out all of my videos, look at the playlist, and you'll learn some stuff. But I will be doing some other videos about setting up the Amazon business account, all of that good stuff and everything. I probably need to go through it because I haven't set it up for my notary business. I set it up for my other business, but not for my notary. So I may do it that way. All right, y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Peace and insight. All right, people. All right.